get a player or two in there that are just ready to blast, and it's bombs away. So we are going to get started here with our first hand, 4-chord Pot Limit Omaha High, a fixture here at Palm Social. And next Friday, we'll welcome back our friend Fireman Scott hosting a game here on Friday night. I may only be able to be here for part of it, potentially the end, but I've got another game I've got to broadcast that night, so it's like I will be hopefully hustling back for that. But all right, what do we got? Okay, so we've got Champ. Okay. We got Bird. Bird's here playing in this game.
Okay, Yogi. Yogi's a good friend of mine and a very solid PLO player. Plays a lot of high stakes PLO around town.
The first appearance here, Jimbo.
Bird in there short stacking.
This is often a pretty effective way to try to build up a stack if you've got a couple of bullets and life's feeling good and you can run good. Then
apparently Bird is calling himself Showtime now.
Showtime? So, okay. That's...
We got my man Lukiao. Lukiao is a real good friend of mine. Also another very solid professional.
Showtime here with the very junky King 8-7-6 with the 8-6 of spades. And as now we get a raise out of the straddle by Big Mike with the Ace-King Queen Deuce with a bunch of limpers around. And something that has been kind of the fixture of this game is...
You know, earlier when I said that I didn't think it would be as splashy as the other games, I might have been wrong on that.
Dude,
I may have been wrong. I know Jimmy's always good for a lot of action. This will be interesting. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, hit us up here in the chat. Hit the like, click, subscribe. Trying to get our way up to 1,000 subscribers. Sitting on about 703. So Showtime here. Gonna put his 200 in the middle of the first hand of the night. King 8-7-6. He's feeling the run good, and it looks like in comparison to what else is out there, drawn fairly slim, but spades live if he gets the opportunity to draw to him. Jimbo having 2 10s in his hand I think can't be too helpful because any of the number of straight outs generally want to include some 10s in. Alright, here we go. We are going to have all in. It's going to come out King 9-9. So kings and nines with an ace for Big Mike.
So these equities aren't quite right.
Yeah, something's kind of off on this because that doesn't... No, there would be no backdoor diamonds here for Jimbo.
Yeah, so...
I mean, it is... Okay, well, maybe the computer knows something I don't. That does not seem to make a ton of sense, but oftentimes things in this game do not. So, he drills a 10.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, that's going to be a 3-ball on the end. 10's full here, good for Jimbo. Right out of the gate, he's going to get himself a triple up on the short stack, and I can't believe it. He actually did turn a straight draw. Well, actually, yeah, the straight draw is dead once it boats up in their turn, but... Wow. Okay, man, I've learned to not, when it comes to the machines here, just don't speak poorly against it. So that way we can stay through the whole show. If we start bashing the calculations here, it might come back to haunt us, like in Westworld. Did you ever watch that?
I haven't seen that.
It's fantastic. Doesn't make much sense though, but it is a pretty good watch. But all right, what else do we got going on? It's pretty much a full room, and I think if I could see a Mr. Douglas off in the far left-hand corner, you might know him.
I do. Doug came in. He's playing 5-10 with us. I left that game to come back here, and actually it's 5-10-20. Left that game to come back here and hang out with y'all. But yeah, Doug popped in to play.
That's good.
The room is packed. It's Palms is generally a bit smaller of a room than some of the other places around town. It kind of has a more like upscale and intimate feel. So for Palms, this place is it's pretty full.
All right, what do we got? We've folded around here to Champ. Okay. But yeah, I mean, Wednesday nights is typically like our busiest night of the week, and see, again, that 5-10 game, the 1-3. Looks like another 5-10 team, 2-5. No limit also happening here. and 2-5 PLO happening at Palms. So you can check out the list and sign up and get on the Tempest Portal app. But yeah, and it's definitely a more intimate feel for the most part. So if you're, if you feel like, oh my god, I'm in a gargantuan place, or the lighting here is screwed up, like, this is aesthetically a pleasing room to be in. As Big Mike is, again, pumping the pot up right into the hands of Jimbo Baggins with ace, queen, jack. I don't know if they'll get any action with this post, as Juice Box, even in his most splashiest day, is not going to hang around with this, and I don't suppose every once in a while the Pink Panther will get the F it, let's gamble with trash, but...
Which one's Pink Panther?
That's Tyler.
Is that Tyler? Okay.
Alright, what do we got here?
Got aces and double suited trash. I say trash because of the dangling 3, but it's not total trash.
Yeah, there's different levels of trash. There's disconnected trash, there's dangler trash, unsuited dangler trash.
And in fairness to Big Mike, like, this is a pretty rough hand for him to be up against, with his hearts covered and a queen dead as well. Normally he would have somewhere between like 40 and 42% equity against aces. If Jimbo just had like ace 7-8, I think Mike would have something around like 42%.
So we do see that he had flop top set with the So the run out really didn't give Big Mike really much of a chance, I guess, because I guess drawn to a jack that
would have
made a
king
king high straight, which,
and looks like Jimbo's running up a little bit, and Jimbo's definitely one of the looser and more action players in the PLO games around town, so it's definitely good for the table when he gets pumped up. We got JoJo there in the box. JoJo's a buddy of mine as well. Real good guy.
Yeah, I got a heck of a staff here, and let's see Thoughty back there in the background. General Manager Chris, there is Uncle Sam, Carnival Sam, Legend Sam, as we all know him.
It's the man responsible for it all.
Yeah, and he was actually our producer on Monday night. We had to kind of patch things together.
He told me that he was the action tracker for the 10-20-08 game.
That, this man is out there in the streets helping make this a success, and that's why I love him. Actually, to see the owner of our club, and actually, get to know him, it's this weird thing where you're like, hey, I know who you are as a person, and I trust you.
Yeah, I mean, Sam's always been a real big presence in all of his business ventures in the rooms that he's owned, which is, one of the cool things about, Palms and Sam in general is, you could always talk to Sam, whether it was, when he was with TCH originally,
right.
Or, here now at Palms.
As the 2-5 PLO action continues, if you've missed any of the other streams, you can check out some of the highlight reels that we've had that have detailed some of the absolute madness that we just tend to run into at these points in time. As what do we got here? Does gonna have I think 1-3 no limit game on Saturday, so typically stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Throw in the occasional Tuesday or Friday, but that's what I just say to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications that we're on, or at least be able to be front and center in your mind to go check out the archives as soon as it's done. Okay, we've got Showtime raising for some unknown reason here with ace king jack 7. Hearts are smashed here.
Well, that's why you do it.
Yep, it's just flop top 2.
Yeah.
And same for Jimbo, but seeing if there's anything else that what he's connected with that will potentially improve him.
He's got the backdoor diamonds.
Jimbo's got 3 pairs, so
yeah, so he can fill up on the 8 when Showtime can't.
Can improve his hand with an ace.
Yeah,
Alright.
I guess that's why he has the slight equity edge.
Alright, we will await the turn card as all in for bird here, Mr. Showtime. Okay, let's get a run on here, and sometimes it does not scan, so I assure you there's going to be a turn card and a river card eventually.
They're coming. They're coming. They're coming.
So how I say it?
I would assume Luke folded. Yeah, it looks like Luke folded.
Okay, just call him Luke and
Sorry, Luke Yao.
Luke. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I think we are just retracking the action based on. Okay. So Ida's
wow,
gonna turn.
yeah.
Jimbo is gonna scoop this one.
Yeah, he's gonna show him the bad news.
It's like I got that.
But I also have that.
You know, it doesn't even matter what the river card is gonna come unless I think they guess they could chomp with a king, but I don't think there's any kings left because
Or a
king
jack.
was already in Big Mike's hand.
Yeah, it's gonna be one for Jimmy.
Yeah, the first bullet bites the dust.
Second bullet for Bird.
Second? Oh yeah, I forget about that one. So
Yeah.
Sam seems kind of amused by that. Those,
Sam's always amused.
you know, that it is a source of entertainment for us all at some times. So.
My man walks around in a cloud of happiness.
Those, okay, we've had some straddles. That has made for a pretty good game, and
So, while we have a little bit of a lull in the action,
yeah.
I want
Fire
to
away.
I want to talk about the elephant in the room.
Let's talk about the
This
elephant.
is what everybody's been talking about.
All right.
Ali and Shulman. To me, they're the two best poker broadcasters out there.
Yeah.
Bar
they're
none,
seasoned,
far and away.
You're reliable. A good
Shulman's
source, I mean, all the
Shulman's
respect in the world.
absurdly sharp, outstanding.
Oh.
Lost something.
Well, I think we might have lost a signal on our monitor. But
Okay.
I think we're fine.
All these
I
things.
mean, we're addressing the elephant in the room. It does.
They're great broadcasters. Here's what I want to say. Yesterday, I'm watching the 300K, right?
Yep.
Great event.
Just
There's a
top
lull
tier
in the action.
players.
They start talking about whether Epstein killed himself or not, and I'm sitting here like, if you want to talk
they have
about
no respect, no shame for
Like-
our bit.
obviously Shulman and Ali watch us, right? Obviously.
I mean, I would
It's-
have to think so.
you would
you would
think.
be getting a lot of really good professional advice.
You would think.
You know.
I mean, in between when Nick is playing, 4,000, 8,000, I'm sure he pops on the stream and also once in a while.
I mean, just on repeat, to be honest. Like that's how the greats become great, as they try to learn from others, even in the most unlikely sources.
So a shot at us wouldn't hurt. It really wouldn't.
I mean, they could have just given a nod. Like
know.
there was two guys on a show in Texas that were.
They were really trying to get to the bottom of the Epstein situation while on a poker stream. But I'll give them
I mean,
credit.
how detailed were they? Was it?
Well,
When
they
have Danny probably gonna get in with kings and 10-4 and
Yeah.
some other trash. Well, Tom the Bomb apparently
that-
decides. But I mean, staying on this point about Epstein.
Yeah, they got pretty detailed. They were both on the same side as us. They're believers that Epstein didn't kill himself. But
I mean, I know we're not breaking a ton of new ground here, but it is.
a nod wouldn't hurt.
Not everyone is convinced,
Yeah.
and then they move on to something else. Like the vaccines. Okay, I'll cut it off right there. There's ace-6-6-5 with the ace-5 of spades. Tom the Bomb, somewhat playable.
Suited ace in a pair.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Set of sixes.
Well, there's-
Fortunately,
yeah.
pairs up his 5, which takes out. Actually, one of his boat outs, but nonetheless, you're
Yeah.
reasonably okay with middle set. Big Mike here is not going anywhere because he's got a straight draw himself with ace high clubs.
And Shannon's definitely not going anywhere. So it looks like we've got our third all in 3 hands, with Showtime being in all 3.
This is...
He's got a ways to go on
this
this
is
one.
like the highest all-in percentage
Well,
of all the streams.
well, it's 100.
Just get all in for the... It's literally like the first hour until somebody starts sitting with 5K and everybody else is kind of sitting at about 1,000. You just get it in with these hands. That's what it's about.
There you go. So it looks like we're gonna see
Straight draw to a 7 and a club draw. Here for Big Mike, also down on the 6 high straight draw. 3.
he's got the double gutter. 7's good. 3's good. The club's good.
Queen, unfortunately, is not. And he's going to come out
there's
with
the 4
3.
deuce.
Oh, God, he's flipped up the 4 and the deuce pre-4.
And looks like Big Mike's going to take that one down.
Up to
So I believe there's a 1K cap on this game. And generally in some of these games, the first hour or so is a lot of these all-ins in the games with caps, just to try to get stacks a little deeper.
Yeah, that has been the way these games have gone. They have been berserker for the most part. And then I think you really start to get the big pots by about the second or third hour, because they're still trying to move upward, and we've had a Paul that's been just like back-to-back like 10K weeks. It's not in this game right now. Okay. Alright, as we continue to get live at the Palms on Wednesday night, next Saturday, then I believe we're going to do 5-10 next Monday.
Looks like Doug's back there getting a massage from Texas Royal Touch.
$1.50 a minute. A fixture around the Austin poker scene.
Yeah. Servicing most of the major card rooms in Austin.
But going back to the elephant in the room, because I got that you shared that with me, and it took me a good solid 20 minutes just to sit down and calm down, because I just felt outraged. There was already one stream that copied a bunch of stuff I did. I was like, now the legends themselves are trying to crack our case. Unbelievable.
You just
unbelievable.
You hate to see it, but you like to see
I
some light shine on the subject. Like Epstein didn't kill himself. Let's get it out there.
I do want to welcome everybody out in the FBI and the NSA that are big fans of mine and our streams.
One of the 13 currently watching.
Yeah,
at least
really
one
is what the boys in the bureau are doing, sitting back there in this office going, listen to this fucking guy. All right, we got Ace King, 9-5 for Pink Panther. Jimbo.
Looks like Showtime's gonna take a little breather.
Yep. Go on, maybe like a little walk.
Yeah.
All right, all diamonds here, 10 high.
Seems unlikely that we'll be all in this hand, but I've seen stranger things.
Don't sell short here. Okay, well, yeah, I'm gonna say this would probably be virtually impossible for anyone to go all in here. Maybe if you put the case or put the third 10 out there. But yeah, I don't think Jimbo's gonna punt off 2K.
So what have you been up to?
What's that?
What have you been up to?
I have been doing a lot of the sportscasts. Basically overlooking the channel here, just trying to find the right mixture of stuff to put out on the content side to help continue to grow the channel. I've not really gotten a deal yet, and that is probably going to be due up soon, but yeah, most of this sportscasting, finally getting a chance to kind of breathe, so I've been kind of just taking it easy a little bit. And spending more time with the dog, just kind of hanging at home for the time being. So we're going to get aces to win this one up, but we are trying to solve one little thing at a time here on the stream until I think they kind of get to the point of a little bit higher trajectory as far as where the channel's going to go. And right now, I think we're kind of following the same path that the previous channel did once we started, but it's also like a way more competitive space than the one that I came into, which basically was just live with the bike, and that was maybe a little bit of best bet, but now there's just so many other channels.
There really are. I mean, even in Austin and San Antonio.
Yep, Houston, Dallas, obviously. Not just here, and I don't even count the California stream.
Yeah,
so got Chat Pro Steven McIntyre. Hello, Mike, the FBI. Wouldn't surprise me if Chat Pro Mackie did join the FBI. He seems like the type. And we've basically given the audience all the info that we could on the case anyway. So that might be Chat Pro Mackie's way in. What about you? You're kind of taking a break for a while from playing, or what's now you're kind of back into it?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't play too much for a month or so. Just kind of taking a little break, getting refocused on life. My dog hurt her knee, had to have surgery, so spent a bunch of time with her while she's recovering. That's about it. Came back, games were big as ever. Played a stream with Rampage and Mariano.
Yeah, that was a really fascinating one to watch when I at least got to. So
we played in San Antonio, and then we played Saturday again in Austin. Both games were action-packed for sure. So it's been an interesting week for sure. It's nice to play some high stakes and get in there.
At least to enjoy it too, because I imagine sometimes it gets kind of stressful on top of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so top set here for Jimbo, top and bottom here for Tom the Bomb, betting a hundo, and I imagine Jimbo also with backdoor diamonds could put in a raise here, but
yeah, raise seems reasonable on a board this coordinated. You're gonna want to raise some draws, and a hand like Kings is obviously a fine raise as well. He's happy to get it in against any hand. And let's see if it's kind of a tough spot for Shannon, but it's a good fold, especially against Jimmy, who can be known for having all sorts of hands.
Yeah, the funniest thing I think I've seen on stream, Jimmy's in C2. It was maybe 2 weeks ago. He has Jack 9 of hearts, and he flops the straight flush. His opponent gets it all in, I think, on the turn, and he's like, yeah, you want to run it twice? It's just yeah, and then it was so inconsequential that there was no hand that was ever going to beat him, and then kind of slow rolled it a little bit, and it was one of the funniest things I think I've seen on the stream. That it's kind of a very meta kind of slow roll on somebody. You could just say no, I've got you completely crushed. It's pointless, but just give somebody a little bit of hope. And all right, what do we got? Juice Box here was also playing in our Monday game. Had a highlight reel just put up right before the show started. Would have had it up there earlier, but YouTube was kind of being a little funky on me, so. Alright, what do we got? But
how many of these PLO streams have you done? A few?
Probably 4, I think, at this point. Of this specific group, I think at least 4. Probably, and there was also the 5, 10, 25 game, or the PLO stream. So we've probably actually done more Omaha, I think, on this than any of our bigger stakes like Hold'em, which.
Yeah, I mean, this room is pretty Omaha heavy. They definitely have the highest ratio of Omaha to Hold'em games.
Yes, sir. As nobody has connected with this too meaningfully, as 5 different players in the mix, and right now I guess just the juice box with Jacks and Kings, and this tends to be a spot anybody just kind of breeze on it. going to be able to take it. And Big Mike, a man not interested in taking the passive route on this, is reading the situation correctly, is going to raise us and probably take this right away here from Jimbo, because okay. Alright, E. McKenzie saying owed me $8K for 18 months. I'm trying to think of that. The timing of it could be anybody right now. It could be Epstein. Epstein could owe E. McKenzie.
Could be Ken L.
Yeah, that could be. Could be Matt. Matt walking right by beyond your screen there.
I don't think Matt would
I
do
don't
that.
think so either. That's not that kind of guy. We got a nice game going on here. Enjoying the Wednesday scene here at Palm Social. You can check out the link in the description here to our website, Instagram, Tempest Portal app as well. That was
Still waiting for a few of these guys to get in the mix. I don't think Tyler or Yogi have picked up anything playable yet.
We'll wait for that moment to happen, and it almost always does, especially 9-handed PLO cash is.
There's a nice hand for Yogi. A nice hand for Champ. The nuts for Jimmy. But even with the nuts, you know,
Yeah.
he's still not absolutely crushing the field.
Ace is 3 deuce. Probably wishing it was PLO 8, but
This will be an interesting spot for Yogi when it gets back to him. Jimmy's known for being pretty loose, pretty aggressive, with a lot of hands, especially when Big Mike comes in. Yogi's got a hand that plays well multi-way, but will also play pretty well heads up. But it looks like he's going to call, and Champ's going to come along behind him. And equities are pretty evenly distributed. Unfortunately for Champ, both of his suits are covered, which is why his equity is lower than it would be, in a normal distribution.
all right, 4 different ways. Jimbo with aces. Here we go 7-7 Jack, because nobody with the 7 in their hand, and looking very favorably here for Jimbo, who also has ace high diamonds.
Yeah, this is a spot where Jimmy can check or bet. He's happy getting it in against anybody except for Big Mike. I think when he gets it in against Big Mike, he's running into a 7 or some boats a good bit whenever they manage to get all in. So
this
Champ's going to go ahead and bet here with the gutter and the non-nut flush draw and the backdoor flush draw.
Jimbo is actually going to put an eraser to 1,000. Seems kind of ambitious there. It's still could sense maybe some of your opponents might be dropping with the hand, but Yogi's hand can't improve. Big Mike's hand is not a particularly strong draw by any stretch of imagination, but
yeah, I think.
And this price just he's
Yeah,
going,
Mike's
to be
gonna let it
leading.
go. Yogi's gonna be pretty sad about it, but he's gonna let it go. Sad, because he has the top pair, the backdoor nut flush draw, and then Champ's gonna go ahead and let it go. So that's it for Jimmy.
Yeah, it's probably been Jimmy's best start on any of these streams in some of these games or the PLO side. So
I think he was in for 300 to start. So nice little spin up.
that you can run it pretty quick here at Palm Social. Check out the links in the description. Check out Instagram at Palm Social 512. Mike Jungblut here with Bones on Wednesday night. Palm Social 25 Pot Limit Omaha. We may be running into a tech issue here in a bit, but try to keep. Oh, I see. So he's saying C3. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate. But I am not the judge, jury, or executioner. That is. Alright, we will continue on what looks like to 10 and a 20. Double straddle.
Looks like Big Mike's gonna be playing a lot of hands tonight, mixing it up.
Yeah, it has been a healthy. I will say this, that there are players that will play a lot of hands and they will do it passively. Like, Big Mike at least looks to go attack with some of the hands and is never has been afraid to play in some very marginal spots. And
Looks like Yogi's gonna try to isolate him here, picking up on how many hands Big Mike is playing, trying to shut out some of the people behind him and get the heads up. But
sometimes it works. Most of the time it has not in this game.
Yeah, Jimmy's gonna come along.
Juicebox got the double nitros. Of the unsuited variety too, so it's
Jack does not fit the profile of the guy who I would expect to have the name Juicebox. But here we are.
That's kind of the cool part about other shows. You can be anything you want to be, within reason, you know.
Yeah. So, looks like Shannon's gonna come along, or Tom.
Tom Z-Bomb, and this is like just a fantastic advertisement for what PLO is like sometimes here at this room.
It is.
It is. Like, this is what you can reasonably expect. Some kind of the
5-way 3-bet pot.
Yeah, and we've got a mirrored flop Jack 7-7. This has different suits, and Yogi here with trip 7s.
Yeah, and I think with a little more than pot a sack of 1, I think he's just gonna go ahead and probably put it in. But I guess on a board this dry, he can bet a little smaller. Try to entice someone to come along with an overpair. But I think he's just gonna go ahead and pick it up. Nice hand for Yogi. I can finally get in the mix a little bit.
Yeah, so a simple bet will get everybody out, and we'll pick it up. Moving on here to the next hand, live with Palms. Palm Social. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. Like, once we get to 1,000, then we can start doing super chats, and then DQ might show up. So, you know, like those are the guidelines. We're over the amount of watch hours that we need to kind of reach that phase. So now it's just like we got to find the right next big push to
get people subscribing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go out and do it unethically or go buy or any of that kind of shit. But it is, it can be a very slow process at times, continuing to rebuild a new audience.
Just keep pounding the rock.
Fuck yes, son. We got the $20 double straddle. Keeps life interesting anyway. Still something to pursue. Still have something to kind of just like go, okay, you got to go out and earn this. And it's going to be like twice as hard now. But a hell of a lot more rewarding. Look at that table. It's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, I know a lot of these guys have been playing together in home games for years. Lukiao, Tom, Yogi, Champ, Jimmy have all been playing home games together for probably as long as I've been in town. So Lukiao's got the aces. I think he's gonna go ahead and they're not particularly good aces, but I think from this spot he's just gonna go ahead and pot it, try to get as much of his stack in as possible.
Tom the bottom here with ace 9-7-7, all in for 340.
So it looks like he's not going to reopen the action, which I'm sure Luke wishes he could.
Yeah, that will.
Showtime's probably going to stick it in here with all the dead money in there, or not dead money, but all the money in the middle already.
Yep, all in for his 160-ish or so with 8-6-5-5.
Yeah, and he's got good equity.
Technically the favorite compared to the other two hands and what we know to be folded at this point, so Let's see, maybe a bird hit something good.
Unfortunately for him, 2 7s are dead. With a hand like 8 6 5 5, you obviously like to have all the 7s available.
All right, let's get our board here. It's gonna come out 6
Oh, there you go.
Use diamonds, gonna hit it.
I think Luke has diamonds. Oh, Bird's gonna have a boat. Or no, yeah, I think Bird is gonna have a boat. Yep.
Oh, yep, Bird's got his.
So Luke's gonna take the side pot. Bird will take the main.
Bird's got a little bit more ammo to fight with, and King on the end is going to get him a good portion of actually all the main pot. And look, yeah, getting what was on the side, so I think winds up being kind of like even on the hand, but alright, let's continue here as see aiming here, one of the servers that, only place in town, full-on hosted servers that here to help you, and anything you want to get to drink, go have to get some food around the areas. Pretty nice restaurants, including a very luxurious place known as Chili's.
There's Pluckers.
Yeah. Bon Air, I've not gonna get a chance to sit down and have a drink in, but I've been in what some of the previous other versions of that place have been.
Bon Air?
Yeah.
Apparently it's a Steelers bar. Just
Yeah,
found
it
that
used
out.
to be a Raider bar. Like when I first was here, it was something else, and it's where all these Raider fans would come into. Like we did our preseason broadcast meetup just to get ready for the season, and then it was always on a preseason game when they're just filled with Raider. But now, each kind of different team has like a specific bar in town. Like for Vikings, I know there's one in South Austin, and
Where's it?
I'm sure there's for almost like every team.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think I don't know that there would be a Jaguars bar.
Yeah, that was the only one that I was like, is there really a Jags bar somewhere?
Where's the Vikings one?
It's Warehouse.
Okay, yeah, I know Warehouse. I'm not a pool guy, but that's a big pool spot, South Austin.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's like a decent place, but it's just like, yeah, it's not my thing. More of a darts guy.
Yeah.
Like if I want to be playing a bar game, like for me, it's got to be darts. Like but I really barely even go out anymore, or like just fuck around with bars. So, all right, we have got Big Mike mashing the pot button here as we'll make it 110. It looks like out of the straddle.
So it looks like Shannon's gonna be able to get in aces here when it comes back to him. Which is, I mean, when you have 3 aces, it's not ideal.
No,
Let's see what he decides to come with here. I don't think it's a fold. I mean, when you have this, if you didn't have a suit.
Yeah, I think if there was not like a suit and a connecting combo card there, I think it's almost always a fold in this kind of circumstance. But it's like at least gives you a little bit of playability, but it is. And sometimes you could just flop top pair, the overpair, and the nut diamonds with it too. So
It's a reasonable flop.
Champ here with a couple of straight draws, and Big Mike and Luke Yao really with the least amount of opportunities to be able to come up with much. And
Yeah, Shannon just got his chips. Can go ahead and put them in.
all in here for 490, and
Let's see if Champ comes along. This is a kind of close spot. He's got the wrap, but it's not to the good ends, and without the flush draw. So he's gonna go with it. He'll have good equity against a whole bunch of hands. Luke with the 2 pair and the double gutter. I would imagine he's probably just gonna go ahead and put it in.
Yeah,
although it's pretty dicey spots. When two people are putting it in, like, if there's a flush draw out there, his straight outs get tainted, sets kind of invalidate his two pair. It's close. Like, he's not gonna be thrilled about it.
I think if it was like Big Mike still to act and there was still other side action where it's just like, okay, it's essentially kind of like a lotto ticket here at some point. That it's just because we know of the cards that have been out there, the percentage is saying it's about a 5% chance, though we know.
Is that how this one works? That
I believe so. That's the only explanation that could make sense. Because
yeah, I mean, he should still have 5 clean outs. Yeah, it looks like he should have 5 clean outs.
He's grabbing 2 of his cards here to show down. Do we get the turn in the river? So there might have been a chance here for Luke Young, but that looks like dejection. Doesn't quite look like
he's a machine.
Triumphant in victory here, as we don't really get the.
Luke's a machine. This is his winning face and his losing face.
Oh, okay, never mind. Well, his cards haven't been mucked, so that would lead me to believe.
Oh, it looks like Erica's got a tray of Chick-fil-A. Might have to go grab one of those.
Yeah, no kidding. This was, I don't know how many minutes in the past. Did we maybe miss it? Can we time travel back to demand some Chick-fil-A? But that.
Looks like after this hand, we're going to take a little break.
Yeah, okay, so it was the 10 of diamonds, and then.
Looks like Shannon's going to win that hand.
Yeah, he will take that. So, alright, we're running into a little bit of a technical break. We are going to basically just step aside here, redo the countdown, and be back in about 10 minutes or so, from what we understand. So hang tight with us, folks. Return back to us. Hit the like, click subscribe, and I think we've got some scenes going to be played here once we just sign off here for a moment. So stick with us here live at the Palms. We'll be back with more POT Limit Omaha soon.
This came to be through a relationship that I kind of accidentally developed with Sam back in 2017. No. We actually both went super deep in the little one for one drop.
I played with him late, closing down the day 3. There were 3 tables left, and we played down to 2 tables. And for like the last hour and a half, I got moved to his table. No idea who he is. And I'm talking to some friends of mine who are sweating my action, and they're just like, hey, steer clear of that guy. I
was pretty much chip leader from like 3 tables down. I had like, by the time we made the final table, I had like half the chips in play.
I'm sitting with probably 60 or 70 bigs. So, I mean, I'm not in bad shape either. I'm really good shape. All my friends are calling me in the morning like, just chill. You don't have to do anything, just chill. That's not how I play.
All right, Sam, so you just went all in blind and wake up with a magic hand. How do you do it?
I'm honestly the best player in the world.
I believe I ended up knocking Sam out like 7th or 8th.
That is not how I play. I've done a lot of work with traveling vloggers and you know, poker star celebrity types. But what we're putting together here.
Kind of switched this place over a little bit from a PLO exclusive card house to a no limit card room too. Where am I? Oh, that's such an existential question. We're here in Austin, Texas at Palm Social Card Club. This came to be through a relationship that I kind of accidentally developed with Sam back in 2017. We actually both went super deep in the little one for one drop.
I played with him late closing down the day 3, there were 3 tables left, and we played down to 2 tables. And for like the last hour and a half, I got moved to his table. No idea who he is. And I'm talking to some friends of mine who are sweating my action, and they're just like, hey, steer clear of that guy.
I was pretty much chip leader from like 3 tables down. I had like, by the time we made the final table, I had like half the chips in play.
I'm sitting with probably 60 or 70 bigs. I mean, I'm not in bad shape either. I'm really good shape. All my friends are calling me in the morning that like, just chill. You don't have to do anything, just chill. That's not how I play.
All right, Sam, so you just went all in blind and wake up with a magic hand. How do you do it?
I'm honestly the best player in the world.
I believe I ended up knocking Sam out like 7th or 8th.
That is not how I play. I've done a lot of work with traveling vloggers and poker star celebrity types. But what we're putting together here,
Kind of switched this place over a little bit from a PLO exclusive card house to a no limit card room too. Where am I? Oh, that's such an existential question. We're here in Austin, Texas at where am I? Oh, that's such an existential question. We're here in Austin, Texas at Palm Social Card Club. This came to be through a relationship that I kind of accidentally developed with Sam back in 2017. We actually both went super deep in the little one for one drop.
I played with him late, closing down the day. Day 3, there were 3 tables left, and we played down to 2 tables. And for like the last hour and a half, I got moved to his table. No idea who he is. And I'm talking to some friends of mine who are sweating my action, and they're just like, hey, steer clear of that guy.
I was pretty much chip leader from like 3 tables down. I had like, by the time we made the final table, I had like half the chips in play.
I'm sitting with probably 60 or 70 bigs. So, I mean, I'm not in bad shape either. I'm really good shape. All my friends are calling me in the morning that like, just chill. You don't have to do anything, just chill. That's not how I play.
All right, Sam, so you just went all in blind and wake up with a magic hand. How do you do it?
I'm honestly the best player in the world.
I believe I ended up knocking Sam out like 7th or 8th.
That is not how I play. I've done a lot of work with traveling vloggers and you know, poker star celebrity types. But what we're putting together here,
Kind of switched this place over a little bit from a PLO exclusive card house to a no limit card room too. Where am I? Oh, that's such an existential question. We're here in Austin, Texas at Palm Social Card Club. This came to be through a relationship that I kind of accidentally developed with Sam back in...
good yesterday, though.
Yes, finally.
I'm pretty sharp myself, I guess. Even though I like to fade the shot.
175, sorry.
Who's Alex?
So a friend of his, Musher, I talked to her about buying it.
All right, welcome back here to the action at Palm Social 2.5. We restarted in progress. Had to restart the delay. It looks like Tom the Bomb has seriously been bombs away while we were gone, so we'll see if we can load up the action tracker. I believe after this hand we will be able to load up some of the chip stacks. Bones is still back here.
Still here.
Yeah, we're still here, so thank you to our loyal chat pros. Come one, come all.
About to crack open my third Guinness of the evening.
We're living the good life here, man. I had to transition from C4 to the only other sugar-free energy drink that didn't look like it was going to make my stomach burst. Something called Accelerator, so we'll be doing a little taste test, and I'll give you my overall impressions.
Have you tried Celsius?
Yes. Yeah, that's definitely like one of my favorites too. I need to kind of like start a day. Like you're like, okay, I need to get ripped more in here. Like,
Celsius definitely gets me out of bed.
no kidding. All right, so we have a pot that is developing. We don't have the whole cards here. I think we're maybe getting closer to it. Looks like between Tyler and Big Mike, fairly certain there's at least over 500. And check out those sandwiches.
Some good-looking sandwiches.
Yeah, that is a good way to spend an evening here in a card room, get that stuff delivered to you. Alright, so it does wind up being Big Mike taking what is going to be, looks like a hell of a lot of chips. And after this, I believe this is when the action tracker reloaded. We were able to get some of the chip stack numbers there correct.
2170.
Well, we've had a very spicy chat here, the few and far between, but you can fire off your takes with us. And what do we got going on here for the football weekend? This can open here on Saturdays. A lot of really good college games.
I put him on a small play.
Trying to think of what else is on the slate. Probably more.
Bengals Jags tomorrow. Should be a thriller.
You know, somebody's got to win that one, and one of the quarterbacks is going to look good. So I've not really gotten to see the Urban Meyer Jags yet, but nah, Bengals took a win off like some week one that was frustrating as it was, kind of awe-inspiring. You're like, okay, maybe these Bengals aren't bad, but
Give me 15 and her 5.
Quite a bit of line movement on that one.
no kidding. Opened at 4.5 and now currently at 7.5.
Yeah.
For the Bengals. And we'll return to the action here as soon as we gather up all the info. The Vikes taking on the Browns. It's going to be a fun one. It'll be agonizing. I'm not sure. It's just hard to know what to expect some of these weeks. And Panthers, a kind of soft 3-0 against the Cowboys. Not really an impressive win out of that with no McCaffrey, but still, Darnold has looked relatively competent for Carolina. I mean, anything looks competent, I think, when you're free of Adam Gase and you're free of the Jets. And I mean, that they feel bad watching players like Justin Fields and Zach Wilson have to play in just like garbage offenses, garbage systems, nothing really in their favor. But they are cashing some pretty big checks, so I can't feel too bad. Alright, so we've got poker hands here. Showtime, he says Bird is dead. Bird is no more. Bird was a DJ, so it's now showtime.
So he's not a DJ anymore?
I guess. You know, he's tapping into more realistic powers, I guess.
Time. It's probably 2012 or so. Boots was on a bad run. Tells me, I'm retiring Boots. No longer Boots, I'm going back to Adrian.
Yep.
He insisted that I change his name to Adrian in my phone from Boots.
Insisted.
He managed to turn it around, but went back to Boots.
You always come back full center at some point, I think, right?
You are who you are.
How much behind?
Forever and more. So we've got Luke Yao and Tom both with queens in their hand. Champ here with aces and he suited ace jack.
So Champ is probably one of the snugger players in the game. Luke's got a hand that does reasonably well against aces. Unless the two queens are out. And it's not so great.
Alright, Luke Yao's going to call. Tom the Bomb is going to call. And he's got least amount of hope. At least Luke Yao, I think, has got heart draw that will be live to him unless... Okay, Pink Panther had folded his hand.
Looks like we're going to go four-way here. With Champ almost all in.
Something on top. Should be like 2 something on top, right?
Alright,
I think 375 is much. I made it 50, right? Right. Call, hot.
we are figuring out just how many different directions we're going to go here. It does.
275 straight. Yeah.
These pit pots get out of hand in a hurry. We're also loading up some of the information, so. Okay, I gotta go way up a little bit more. Okay.
Just a little.
Okay. Let me make sure I've got my mic. Your gain is up a little bit higher, so I think that's... Okay, we're good. Here is... Well, we do have a straight draw, I guess, for Luke Yao. Not much happening really for this board for everybody involved. I guess still the overpairs for both Tom and Luke Yao, but and Big Mike with 9 with a backdoor club. Tom's going to call. Looks like Big Mike's also... This is a straight draw here to a 5. Let's do this. 1,500 in the middle. King is going to peel off. We'll give the flush draw also now to Big Mike. Obviously not a good flush draw by any stretch of imagination, but...
He's going to go ahead and bet it.
A little bit more in his arsenal to fall back on if shit hits a fan, and Tom the Bomb with the gutter ball is not going to be seeing the river, which will be a 5, so the 7-3.
Yep.
Going to crack aces here for Big Mike, and it's like you probably didn't even realize that he made it the straight here with 7-3, because you're not really thinking that's the hand that the card you've actually hit. He does look like he has that, like, I'm sorry, I didn't actually realize I had this. Which is not uncommon in PLO sometimes, especially with the kind of hands that kind of wind up getting mixed up here. So we're getting a little bit deeper now as the majority of the table at the 1.8K or more.
We used to call that the Mac roll. Mac was a guy that played in a PLO game, and he'd always be thinking that he had a flush draw, but like back into a straight draw.
Yep.
He'd just table his hand because he couldn't read his fucking hand. And then wait 2 seconds and be like, oh shit, I got you. He's a fun guy to play with, for sure. But the Mac rolls were definitely frustrating.
Yeah, that is different than a knit roll. It's different than...
Slow roll, it's just Mac roll.
It can get very confusing sometimes, and All right, Cards and Rams. So battle of 3 now. Rams 4.5. I really enjoyed watching them play with Stafford because they could just do so much more. And I don't think Goff was as bad as people have made him out, but he's much more limited as far as in comparison to some of the things Stafford can do. I don't think that's a hot take by any stretch, but it's just they've been another entertaining team to watch. Obviously, Bucks, Pats. All right, what do we got? Big Mike with aces yet again. It's always somebody with aces.
Sure seems that way.
Good gracious. All right. Okay, what do you think he's dipping the sandwich into?
That is
best come out of
like
tomato soup.
No, I would assume it's like an au jus.
Au jus. Okay.
Yeah. I think they would come with the au jus.
Tom set here for Big Mike and gutter ball for Juice Box, and I don't think anybody's going to want to continue playing. Maybe Juice Box will. Three of clubs here turns, and I don't know if he's wearing like a Kevin Fowler hat or that.
I don't know. Is Ricky Fowler? Is that a thing?
I'm not sure. Is that a brand, a state, or because there's this like semi-popular country music guy that it's kind of comedic country or something, and he has when I used to work as a wedding DJ, I was out at this place that apparently Kevin Fowler's like event ranch and shit. And yeah, he was around on the premises. Kind of seemed like a dickhead. I was just, running a DJ, and I barely know any country music at this point, so I'm just relying on requests and secondhand. But not really a point of that story, but it's just kind of thinking out loud. I tell you, you want an experience that will make you hate weddings forever. To be a wedding DJ, just an announcer and that kind of deal. It was good, like public speaking experience to a degree. That I'm so glad that I did it. But man, there's some crazy events and weird people.
I seen a wedding crashers.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty much like that. It's not that far off, to be honest. Some were ridiculously fun. We had a pretty good time, and some are just like, oh, Christ. All right, back here to the poker side of things at POT LIMIT Omaha. Let's hope we got cards still scanning. Okay, that's always a good sign. So.
Some not great hands so far.
No, we've seen a lot. It is pick your adventure here in POT LIMIT Omaha. That all right, 3 hands unscanned, and anytime you can get 4-4 deuce deuce, you have to raise that late position unsuited. I mean that's a min raise seems. Yeah, appropriate, I think. Scanning. Come on. There we go. We got one. We got...
Better trilogy. Back to the Future or The Matrix?
Man, that's really a matter of personal taste.
So, Luke Yao, he's a big Matrix guy.
Yeah. I mean, there's. I will say this: so the people who love the Matrix, it is the holy grail.
I believe there's a new one coming out. JC was out there talking about it. How he was very excited for it.
I feel like if I want to watch the Matrix, I have to be in a certain mood because it could potentially change your whole outlook if you get too much into the movie. And then, I just know myself enough to know to try to not take myself down wormholes. So, like, I guess if I had to choose for entertainment value, I'd probably have to go with Back to the Future. But if I'm just looking for pure movie, it's got to be The Matrix.
That's interesting.
I mean, it's no hot juice box house here. Where do you know Jimbo flopped the nuts and? All right, juice box here, still thinking about it. So I'm probably guessing some
Good
kind of
on
club
Sammy.
draw. What?
Who knows?
Lord only knows what's happening on here. I do have the carnival music queued up. I think this is the only one that didn't work on the soundboard. So I've not gone too soundboard heavy. I've still got to reload some of the classics. Still have the Demented Chaz on back and ready for any moment in time, but he's got to come in here. So
Working on getting him in here.
Body call. Haven't had to use that. I've not really had any abusive chat pros or people that have been kind of ultra aggressive. It give it time, and you'll see some random yahoos emerge ready to talk shit. But
Let's get people in the chat first, and then we'll worry about them.
yeah. That's one mission at a time.
Looks like Tyler's gonna get in here and mix it up. Not sure if he won those chips while we were on break or he bought in for them.
It's a mystery when we may not never know. So Champ here with probably the bottom of the range of hands that I think he might call with is suited ace. Queen eight's not particularly anything to write home about, but and I don't think there's no doubt there's anything wrong with calling here in this spot. These games just get to a point though that the more multi-way it just becomes so incentivized for people to just say, well, fuck it, I'm just going to ram this right down everybody's throat. Sometimes I might just take it by power. And still not feel like I'm going to be in rough shape if I get called anywhere. So I think if you get ready to call one bet and you have to kind of internally feel like you're going to have to call another pre-flop in some of these games. So Queen 7-7 for Tom the Bomb. Jimbo with he's probably just got to have aces, right? Okay, Pink Panther here with a good hand, 10-10, 9-8, with the 10-9 of clubs.
No, Jimbo could have, I don't know about a lot of hands, but he could have some hands, more than aces.
Maybe some 4-cross, some kings with something connected with it, but none of his opponents here have a jack as we read out the Jack 6 board. Scanning. We do know that we're going to get a new part here that is going to help our table communicate better within the next week. And we expect that is really going to help zip the process together. So I'm not trying to apologize or anything. I'm just saying hey, we got some reinforcements on the way that will continue to hopefully find the right mixtures here on Live with the Palms as people get a bet here by Tyler for 650. Jimbo, maybe his Altoids can is affecting the card reader and scanner there.
Nice pickup here for Tyler.
Free money.
Yeah.
So take a look around the room here all right, so it better trilogy, Back to the Future, Matrix. I'm trying to think of what other good questions and things that we could tackle on here. I mean, if you've got any conspiracy theories, this is your time to shine as a chat pro. Got Nick from Yuma here in the house finally.
Hey, what's up, Nick?
Everywhere around the globe, so
I actually thought that this may be the first stream that Nick hasn't been in the comment section on.
He was, I think, here for the first one for sure.
Welcome.
Tried to just get the word out ahead to the czar of the Chad Brosville. So
I'll actually be doing commentary tomorrow on the Rounder stream.
oh really? Oh that. Okay, now that should be pretty entertaining.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be kind of like a friendly game. I was hoping to do it with Chaz, but I think I got someone else in the booth. So
Yeah.
doing that should be interesting.
Yeah, I'll probably have that open while watching that immaculate showdown between Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence. So
Yeah.
Bird
Interesting.
raise so excuse me, Showtime. Going to raise up here on the button.
Looking out with not good queens. See what he decides to do.
I bet Big Mike just pots us here. Let's just no.
It's gonna come along. Could be anything.
It really could take your pick of any 4 random hands, and that might be what he's got. So. All right, back here to 4-way action. Tom the Bomb with, yeah, there. It's kind of ace 8. More likely here, Showtime might have something that.
Yeah, it seems like a Showtime kind of board. He's gonna fire out the 1/8 pot. I'm assuming he's got an ace.
Big Mike not going to be pushed around though, so at least not off for $50. Now down to 25. It's getting almost comedic here.
See if he bets 10 on the river.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the rounder stream last week. It was just unfortunate the chat got accidentally shut off, like towards the last 2 hours of it. So
Yeah, that was unfortunate. It was a fun game though.
yeah, they got a ton of viewers for it. So this is gonna be Bird that does get it, but the least amount of resistance with one card not shown.
Could have been a deuce.
Could have been.
Could have been.
Let's move on here to the next hand. Live with the Palms. Click like and subscribe. Sitting at about 704 subscribers here. Trying to reach our way up here to 1,000. Got some good shows coming up here ahead. As Saturday night I'll be here for 1-3 No Limit. I believe next Monday will be 5-10. I had an actual schedule that was I know what some of the future ones are. Wednesday.
When is the 5-10 one?
Let me double check and make sure it's not a different game. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the 4th John John's 5-10. 2-5 PLO, and then we'll have Fireman Scott's game here on the 8th. I unfortunately will not be here for it, but I might be able to catch the end of it. So it looks like we're going to have some Monday 5-10s happening here on the 4th and the 11th. All right, do we get Showtime here with Ace Queen Jack 3? Matt Ron Shannon says, get it, juice box. I was just kind of taking in the fact that you thought that was an unlikely choice here for...
Juice box means different things in different locations. And
yeah, I imagine you can just use your imagination and that, can take you down to places that... Okay, we're going to have floppy ace-high club draw for Showtime. Bet a 75, call 7. Okay, what is... Big Mike is just betting top pair, I guess, with the queen, and...
Yeah, why not?
Why the hell not? It's just 4 card.
Seems like that should be a good card for Juice Box. Yeah, so he's gonna go ahead and pot it. And it's a tough spot for Showtime. Got to fold the gutter and then that flush draw.
Yeah, it's very tough to get paid. Those. That'll be a winner for him, and see lowest stack on the table, $768. Showtime here with 1K. So at any moment in time, you can see the biggest pot of the night. Does just see if you get that kind of board that just interacts with 2 different players. There's probably some decent college games happening here Saturday as well. There's some looks like some real stinkers on the NFL side of things, but every time you watch the red zone, it's always just you just never know what the hell is gonna happen.
See how my bets are doing for the day.
What do you got?
Got a little bases action today. Let's pull it up.
This is yeah. I always enjoy watching the baseball playoffs, and I just kind of ignore the regular season.
Yeah, it's one of my least favorite sports to sweat. What day is today? Wednesday?
Yep. Wednesday the 29th here.
All right. Today's plays. We got Twins.
Okay.
We got Twins minus 180. So we're out of that game.
All right. Let's.
This is what you get here on Palms Live. You get the
we're going to
commentators,
sweat down some bets while we wait for these just giganto pots to develop with the most random hands you've ever seen. So, check out the old MLB scoreboard. Twins leading the Tigers 3-1.
That's great news. We got Braves minus 140 against the Phils. Braves in the lead. I like that. Braves minus 1.5. Need some work on that.
Yeah.
We got Twins minus 1.5. Yeah.
Yep. Still look.
We got Angels, even money.
All right, tied up. Okay, so you're live.
And then we got Diamondbacks first half over 4.5.
That game is going to be due up, so
All right. Get a good little sweat going on those.
Yeah, let us know what bets you're trying to sweat here in the live chat. Those.
I got Penn State this weekend too.
Oh, that's big. Who do they?
Penn State minus 10.5.
Well, who are they playing again? Probably somebody in the Big Ten. I'm just trying to remember who.
Seems like it would be in the Big Ten. I forget actually.
Like now, or I think full on into the conference season for most of the program. So it's not Wisconsin because I think they've already played.
When I hear it, I'll remember. Indiana, that's right.
Okay, that'll be an interesting swap. Okay, so we have got Yogi betting 325 of this Queen 98 with 2 diamonds board. Not much in the way of anything else for anybody else. And all right, Alabama's okay. Old Miss apparently is ranked 12th. Missed out on that. Baylor and Oklahoma State to top 25. And come out in here on Saturdays. We're running games, running all the college football games that you want to have on all the TVs here at the Crossroads Shopping Center. My Iowa Hawkeyes on Friday night is Maryland's undefeated and the 3.5 favorite on the road. So hopefully get through that one unscathed. Maybe have a chance to make into the playoff, but it's kind of a minefield the way they play. That just control the tempo so much that I think you just get due for an upset. But okay, we continue here 2-5. PLO, Mike Jungblut here, the dude talking with Bones. As drifting into the PLO streets here on Wednesday night and breaking down some of our favorite conspiracy theories. Some of the more outlandish questions we can ask here for not just talking about poker. Did we? Okay, Champ's still here, so. Go all in, juice. We at the bar. Well, you're not there. There's one way to be watching this show. It's hopefully to be with a drink in your hand.
Or two.
Yeah.
Showtime going to come in with the duties and the dinner for two?
Yep. The old 6-9 with it.
Nice.
Nice. All right. We have got Tyler that we're raising with the hand to be determined, and knowing how these games go, it's just going to get everybody's going to call. So we will just have 6-way action here.
Lot of action.
Lot of
action. You need that soundbite.
I haven't. Yeah, I guess I got it.
Little worm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Little worm.
A lot of action.
Ace King 4 is. We've loaded up everything. I don't see an ace in anybody's hand. Yogi here with Queen High Hearts. Yeah, not a ton of meaningful interaction with anybody is. I guess Jimmy's got a.
Jimmy's got the bottom wrap and the bad flush draw.
Boom, hits it. The old 3-5 gets there, so. But still a ton of cards that can come that could wreck him, and Pink Panther not going to bet with.
Ugh.
How does he have. Oh, he has kings and fours. Okay, I was like. Trying to figure out how he had any equity in this, and so that looks like it's Jimbo all in, unless we see a ton of big chips that aren't stacked. Because
yeah, it looks like he's all in.
It could be those pinks here for that.
Yeah,
that
those are pinks. So it's like 15-50, something like that.
We're in the ballpark there. Showtime's already folded. I imagine Tom's going to, so we will most likely get a fold out of Pink Panther after the re-raise. And we'll get the next stand here. So again, we're sweating bones' baseball bets here today. I don't know. I've never felt very compelled to bet on baseball. It seems like a very agonizing experience.
It's the worst.
So random. It's just
the absolute worst sweat. I do it because I like to gamble, but it's not a terribly enjoyable sweat compared to all the other sports.
Yeah,
Football's
like basketball has so many different, first half, second half,
so
over unders can be much more realized than.
So Sunday, was sweating games with Yogi, Luke, and Boots, and a couple other of our friends. We all had a bunch of action on the Ravens money line.
Yep.
Teased that Tucker kick, man. It was
That was.
We were definitely the loudest people in Twin Peaks.
I would have probably expected. I mean, I was just watching it. You felt like if there was anybody that was going to make that kick, it was going to be him.
Oh yeah.
In an indoor environment too, like that helps. I think a great deal. And it's, I mean, not to take anything away, but it's just like unless you had a very strong tailwind. That's one of the best kickers in the league. Being able to drill an NFL record. So
to me, that's the best kicker of all time.
I can't really create much of it. I mean, you've already made the fantasy kicker recommendation, so I think I'm going to have to take your word on that.
The thing
Sebastian Janikowski was supposed to be, and he wound up just being. He was a first-round pick.
Well,
literally a late. Well, it was like a late one though, wasn't it?
Yeah, and to be fair, I think that Janikowski gave them a solid kicker that they didn't have to replace for something like 18 years.
Yep.
Something like that.
Yeah, he I mean, had the longevity. Big Mike flopping a set here is.
It's not the best way to spend a first, but
Well, then they took that Leckler too, the punter, and he was like an all-pro as well. So,
What happened to Marquise King?
I think he just once he got released, I don't know if anybody ever gave him another shot.
I thought it was. Did Denver pick him up? I thought he was with the
That's
Raiders.
a
Denver,
a great question that's being posed. The winner here with a set of 5s. So we're going down the deep dive. Okay, Marquette King.
Marquette King.
Current team, the St. Louis Battlehawks. I don't think they're in the NFC.
No, they don't sound like they're in the NFC. St. Louis Battlehawks. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Is he punting, or is he
sometimes
just,
maybe they think maybe he got silently
Oh yeah.
kind of like, I don't know, it's retaliated against. It's Minnesota signed the Pittsburgh punter, and he's actually turned out pretty good. This Barry guy.
Oh yeah, he was pretty good for a while. Jordan Berry, I think was his name.
Yep. It's the only time I've actually thought our punter wasn't dog shit. And this is the special teams discussion here on 2-5 PLO night. Reviewing some of our favorite return specialists, kickoff men, gunners, holders. I mean, you could go down a long list. There's probably parts of the internet where they don't have a full top 25 holders of all time. Definitely wouldn't be Brad Johnson.
A little secret here.
Yeah.
I actually got Super Bowl tickets from ex-Steelers punter Daniel Sepulveda.
Really?
Yeah, we both went to Baylor. He was friendly with my roommate at the time. And the NFL has a rule that you cannot sell your tickets. Every player gets two to four tickets, I think. I forget which one. That they're given that they can sell for face value, but they cannot sell and make a profit. So since he was on injured reserve that year and didn't really have any family in Pittsburgh, had no reason to go to the game.
Right.
We were able to get tickets in the family section, probably 20 rows up in the end zone. It was pretty fucking awesome.
That
shout out to Daniel Sepulveda, my all-time favorite punter.
Of the greatest.
He has some highlight videos that are him laying people out on punts. He was an absolute beast of a physical specimen. Was known at Baylor for laying people out.
Yeah, you have more respect for specialists like that can go out and lay a hit, I guess.
Oh yeah, of course.
What Super Bowl was that you got to see? You remember?
It was the one against the Cardinals. So
2011?
2009.
Oh, okay.
11 was the one against the Packers.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I remember that. That was one of my first years out of college. Kurt Warner.
That was the year that Santonio made the catch in the end zone.
Yep, Santonio.
Greatest catch of all time. Cannot be disputed.
Yeah, you got to stamp, not the
greatest interception return
Tyree.
of all time by James Harrison at the end of the half. Pretty much the greatest game of all time, to be honest.
Yeah, I can remember I was at my buddy's apartment in rural Iowa, and I can still sort of remember that. But all right, we got a dealer change here, so we'll continue here with 2-5 PLO action as we could break down the 9/11. We already broke down the Epstein saga through every angle, so we've expressed our deep frustration that Ali Najad and Nick Schulman have ripped off our bit, and they might be hearing from my attorneys, but it could be just a waste of time.
It's probably just a waste.
I can't. I don't want to leave a paper trail and get us on the wrong people's radar about the Epstein case. So,
but all jokes aside, watching that tournament, I probably watched for 5 hours yesterday. Those two are so good.
Yeah,
and they're just absolutely phenomenal broadcasters. Ali does a great job. Nick is, absurdly sharp and does an amazing job. It's absolute pleasure to watch their broadcast.
Oh yeah, it's
nice hand here for Tom the Bomb.
It's just like a ton of volume over the years that Ali has put in. That he understands that format really well. So it's.
Yeah, they do an outstanding job.
All right, we got Showtime. I mean, this is just... Sorry to say it. This is not very good collection of PLO hands. Champ probably has something. Okay, 10-10, 9 Triz. 9 Triz of diamonds. So, you know, there you go. He's
just going to go ahead and win on the flop.
Yep. Showtime here with quads. And
you don't see that very often. When someone, 4-way pot, someone just goes ahead and has 100% on the flop. Although I guess Champ can go running 10s. Unless there's a dead 10.
Most likely is the... Now, we are running a quads promo here at Palm Social. That didn't hold them if you do...
I think PLO's 8s are better.
Yeah, PLO's 8s are better, so Bird doesn't get a free month here, but...
I'm pretty sure all of his months are free.
That's... Could be the case. It's going to be a deuce. No, yeah, it works, but... But say if it was you and you had quad 8s or better, you get a free month membership here at Palm Social. And any quads in the Hold'em side. Card does have to play, though, so... So we'll see. Does he get... And he maybe will get something out of Big Mike here, but...
So I'm going to call you one time. So you give him the slow roll.
This is a slow roll. Oh.
No.
Nod of approval.
Show him the quads.
All right, again, live at the Palm Social. Make sure to hit subscribe. Stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Gonna have another Ladies Night stream, I think, late in October. Fireman Scott's doing a PLO game next Friday, the 8th. So we're gonna try to work our way up, get some more guests and vloggers and things like that. So a lot of our schedules to be determined, but generally can look for us Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturday nights, where I will have like a football game. I may not be sweating it, but I'll be hopefully getting something to intermingle with. And I don't think he finished that sandwich. Looks like he got about almost to the end. He got about about a fourth of it left.
My guy looking like George Costanza eating his ice cream on Seinfeld.
Yeah, that is the thing about these cameras too. Is like, I should be warning people about like having their phones up, just because like if you're in the 4, 5, 6 seat, and like our high res cameras right there, like we will see like your Robinhood graphs. And, like I've been so afraid that it's gonna be somebody who's like sexting with somebody at the wrong time, and just.
Oh, I'd way prefer someone seeing me sexting than my Robinhood graph.
Yeah, that's probably true. You feel less offended. All right, wow, Pink Panther here with a ton of, I mean, just the full every straight draw imaginable.
Big Mike's gonna come with the top pair and the mediocre flush draw. All right, Braves up 5-2.
That's some progression here. All right, we've got a ace of clubs going to turn. Big Mike's now has Pink Panther drawing completely dead, but still with a paired board. He's got trip aces himself. The action tracker again stating that he's got a firm lock on this with this hand, but looks like that is going to be a raise to 400 and a quick pitch and ditch.
Gonna take it down.
Give him a little sweat, make him think that it was still a little bit live. So, all right, getting a few more viewers on in here. In 5-10 next Monday, here No Limit. We dropping a couple of highlight reels. Then we had a really nice ladies' night stream that was pretty good poker played over the table that we had. I think it was all pretty accomplished players. It was a fun night. You can go check out those archives. We had Conrad Simpson here for Drunk Poker, which is a good time. So you can see the action here in the background here. Always a very busy night. Check us out on the Tempest Portal app. Going to be doing a free roll starting next Thursday, October 7th. $1,500 added. Not just a guarantee, it's $1,500 added to this free roll here by us. That'll start, I believe, at 7 p.m. at Palm Social next Thursday, the 7th. I'll probably be out here dealing. I know everybody's rushing and chomping at the bit to come try to fire off jokes at me in my general direction, but we'll most likely be here that night as well, so.
Give me your top 5 poker players that, if you could get them on a stream, those are the people you'd want to be on.
It's, I guess if it was like, what's my goal of just like, this would be the most entertaining, or this would draw the most
I give you a list of all the poker players. Take out
Dwan.
Take out like the super, well, you know what, fuck them. Like, anyone you want. You want Doyle Brunson on here? Put Doyle Brunson on
yeah. I have to think of at least the top 5 of who you would absolutely have to have. Probably, we'll start with probably Ken L. We want to make sure top of
he would come on. I saw him in here the other day. He had his car double parked outside. It's definitely.
It's like it's called. Like, is that a calling card? Is that what you're saying?
Not surprising in the least bit.
We've got
the type of guy that would double park his car.
Jimbo Baggins here with a straight draw pair and queen high spades, and not much happening, I think, for much of anybody else. I guess Pink Panther's got the bottom end of the straight draw, which top 5. That's a good question, because I feel like as soon as I answer it, like, I'll think of somebody else that would be either.
I mean, there's like the obvious ones, like Negroni would probably get you the most views.
Right. Negroni put same with something like Ivy or
let's say people that go on streams
kind of that are like on the they're on this kind of streaming circuit, or they've at least like appeared on a stream every once in a while.
Like Antonio's been on streams,
right? Doug, obviously. Garrett. Probably start with Garrett. Garrett seems like such a draw that no matter like whatever stream he's on, people are just
I think
people attracted to it like the Moz. So because he's a phenomenal player, but it's just like he's got some other mystique that within those games makes it such a very appealing.
Yeah, I think he's very good for streams, I think. And he's also, when you can hear him when they have the audio up, he's very like, he talks through his decisions a lot. I think a lot of people like that. I definitely like that.
Yeah, and that's like the benefit of miking players, is if you have people like that are like good for those kind of moments. And like, I think the poker streaming audience wants all of these players to be like that, but they're not necessarily operating on that frequency.
Yeah, and it takes a lot to like openly talk about your strategy, especially in front
of those stakes too.
Yeah, but I mean, especially in front of so many people, like it's very difficult to articulate what you're thinking in the moment with a lot of pressure on you.
Yes.
He does it really well, and I think people like that. I think people can relate to that a lot.
They've got a drilled set of 9s here for Lukey Alec. Does get checked through. Some wheel potential here for Jimbo, and yet again another wheel with the deuce 3-5 is
Jimbo making wheels.
Wheelie Jimbo, is that what we're gonna call him?
Yeah.
Jimbo wheels.
Luke's gonna bet here, and not gonna be happy when he gets raised. Jimbo isn't really the type to slow play in spots like these. So, and Luke is, going to be pretty sad. Knows Jimbo doesn't have aces. Knows 3-5's possibility. Jimbo can also have a hand like deuces. Or a hand like, 5s with diamonds or something like that would be a good hand to raise as a bluff. So we'll see. We'll see what Luke decides to do. You know, he has no other backup. I wouldn't fault him for doing either here. Against anybody else but Jimmy, I think he might find a fold, but I think he might just go ahead and pay off Jimmy here.
All right, so this... Still sweating it here as... Okay, so say he calls 1K more. He's gonna leave himself with like $400, and if the stacks are accurate, which it seems like they are, fairly.
So he might fold, he might stick it in, and they might run it twice. I think it's a pretty close spot. Good fold.
Yep.
I think he is counting on Jimmy to not have hands like 5-5 with a diamond, or with diamonds. If he thinks Jimmy's only raising with 3-5, then, you know, it's a fold.
All right, we'll continue here. 5. Next should be 2-5 PLO. We do these typically every Wednesday. And PLO is spread here often at Palm Social. Some games private, some games out in the 2-5, 1-2-5. Even seeing some Omaha 8 or better action starting to develop. We had an Omaha 8 Limit Omaha 8 streamed last Friday. A whole slew of commentators. I was doing a football game, and I was like, we're doing this? All right. This here for the players, for sure. Then always kind of good to see what kind of response you get. Who you reach out there in the world is... Well, no, we'll have some more big no-limit hold'em games, so that... So back to the original question, Bones' question, to say, okay, who would be on the top 5 of players you'd want to have on stream? Within the streamiverse, the YouTube sphere. Probably have to put Rampage in because it just seems to be an enormous following around the dude that... I don't know if would it be like my personal choice of like the personalities I find the most compelling. I don't know. What about Jungle Man count? I don't think he's really on. He's like it's too big.
I think he wouldn't lie with the bike. He'd probably count. Did you see his the Instagram video that?
Oh yeah.
Run it once.
It's like once there is. Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah, American Psycho.
It was like dead on, just...
It was so good.
Outstanding performance. Go check it out.
I think Mike is probably just going to... Yeah, he's going to call here.
Probably one of the nicer hands he's had. Ace, King, Queen with the Ace, Deuce of Spades. He's had some junky combos. This is probably the nicest hand. I don't know how well it's going to play, though, against all these other ones, though.
Nice hand here for Tom the Bomb.
So what do you know? We're going to have 4-way action. The old Carnival Sam out there in the background monitoring the scene. Come on, let's get ourselves a juicy flop. Something interesting, and I think we may get it.
That's an interesting one.
So we've got
a couple of flush draws, a couple of straight draws, a couple of top pairs, a couple of bottom twos, and the same straight draw.
Like with backdoor hearts, that would not be good because Pink Panther has ace high hearts, but...
A lot of interaction here.
Oh, that bit's going to be a big price for Mikey here in this spot. It's not...
Let's see what Mike does with the top pair in the gutter.
Tom the Bomb, again with bottom 2. but pretty vulnerable to just about every one of these hands. Straight draws for juice box, weaker clubs. Now Big Mike basically gets to dictate what the action is going to be after this, because if he decided to get pretty super spicy here, it could change up what everybody else decides to do.
So these spots with like the juice box has, PLO is pretty deceptive in that you can have a bunch of draws, and if you're a holder player, they look like really strong draws.
Right.
But in PLO, they're just not. Like this one,
They're
when
not.
you have the open ender, the flush draw, and the pair, you see he has 8% equity. They're just, yeah, you just kind of run into it a lot if you're not careful in PLO.
Yeah, it's kind of, know your players here at this point that juice box gonna lay it. Or wait.
No, he's gonna put it in.
Uh-oh. So really only drawing to the 7 at this point, because I don't think we've already seen a bunch of the queens out. Tom the Bomb with bottom 2, and to be third to this party is not ideal, but with a queen 10 also usually is a folding spot, but it's also multi-way in PLO. Find people just there.
Yeah. So what he's thinking about right now is, will my hand be good if I make a boat? Will my hand be good if I make straight? Am I against clubs and a bigger made hand? Those are all concerns.
All right, we got the Angels leading here, Bones. Angels up on the Rangers 3-2.
Great news. Braves running away.
Braves.
I like that. Let's see what these Twins are doing. Okay,
Top of the
hanging in
8th.
there, and last one is Diamondbacks, I believe.
That's
First
just
half
started, so
Get any runs? Nope. Okay, but we got a couple men on base. I like that.
So decision back here to Tom the Bomb is going to make the call. This is a pot that has gushed up here to a 3,200, and still everybody with chips. So thinking of a card here that could bring us blood. Oh, what do we got? It's going to be a 6-ball.
Believe that's a club. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
just gonna get juice box stacked.
Tom the Bomb only hope is boating up, but it looks like, yep, that is going to be all in for Tyler. Queen high clubs, not juice box.
That's a tough spot with the flush. He's gonna have to.
Yeah, there's only, 2
go with
flushes
it.
better.
Yeah. And Shannon's gonna fold.
So juice box drawing completely dead here. It's just very rare in PLOs to just be. You can run it twice. You can run it 8 times. You can
Yeah. Blank.
5 on the first one and deuce on the second. But the song remains the same on both. As Pink Panther going to win a $5,200 pot. The board most in his favor with this particular type of hand, and I think more surprisingly was able to get into a spot where he was able to get paid. Like, we've seen guys hit hands here tonight, but not exactly gotten the chance to cooler anybody or lower flush to higher flush. So this is pretty typical of our 2-5 and the PLO action spread here at Palm Social. Mike Jungblut here with Bones. We power through the evening hours. I still have not quite gotten around to everybody in the top 5 players I would want to see on a live stream from the Streamiverse. Garrett probably like, number 1 pick. I think that's no question.
There's Berkey.
Probably, yeah. I mean, that
Maybe
would
one
be...
stream.
Because I'm also trying to think in terms of, like, who would be good action / like, you wouldn't necessarily want to put a lineup full of just, like, 9 crushers and just...
Mm-hmm.
Try to get Shamath in there. Probably be too small a game.
Viffer's out there somewhere.
Yep. Alright, Pink Panther 10-9-9-7. Jimbo had started this with Ace King, Jack Deuce, the Ace King of Spades. Flush draw is plenty here for Big Mike and Tyler. Jimbo, nothing going on with this. And Big Mike goes for the hammer.
Sometimes you got to give him the hammer.
That's a fact. Oh, I know. Bildo. I would get Bildo. that would be on my wish list.
Yeah. We finally found a chat or a stream where you can say Bildo and not have the stream blow up.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God, Bill.
Good old Bildo.
All right, it is going to be the 7 that turns.
Big turn.
Okay, so yeah, it would be something like coins, DQ, Garrett, Bildo, and that's too much craziness, I think, happening.
Hey.
Yeah.
There's someone like Andy in there, or...
Well, like, I mean, you've done so many good things for this stream. Like, I feel like you were owed a seat just by work ethic alone and contributions to live streaming poker. So
get me and Bildo in there.
Yeah, that I think it would make a fantastic game. All right, we got queens up here for Big Mike. Is going to get Pink Panther was hoping to maybe bluff catch, I guess, with 9s.
No, Pink Panther.
Or no, he bet then Big Michael. Okay, I see it. I was like, this doesn't make sense.
He blocked the 9-6. Yeah. Big Mike is he's definitely on a roller coaster.
I gotta get a hold of coins and get him to come out and play on some of these streams. Was busy man.
Yeah, I haven't talked to Coins in a while. Hope he's out there and doing well.
Yeah, I think he's got his daughter, so I imagine that's taking up a big portion of his time. And
looks like Corey's gonna hop in.
All right, the man who does a lot of photography around these parts, probably be in here for commentary at some point.
One of the local Cajuns in the area.
Looks like we're gonna get ourselves a rebuy or an add-on.
Looks like Yogi's adding on.
All right, let's keep it going. Here is Ace Jack 9-6. Corey now here with the raise up to 60 as he picks up Kings double suited with a 6-5.
Nice hand for Corey.
Playable for sure. Let's see if we get anything else. Well, we got a bunch of different combos of junk that champ here with the suited Ace Jack.
Yogi's gonna come along.
Yeah, Yogi's hand's not bad. Just looks like his spades are gonna be somewhat playable here as well. So okay, here we go. Comes out Queen 5 Deuce with 2 hearts, a heart draw for champ. Is going to be another wheelie. Jimbo is going to have another wheel draw. Go figure with hearts. Fortunately, his hearts are pretty much crushed.
Corey's also got the hearts in the overpair.
Yeah, it's going to be Yogi that starts first here with queens and deuces. Top and bottom will lead into this.
He's going to have a tough decision when it gets back to him, because I would imagine Corey will be all in here.
Yeah, and then
So Champ's putting in the raise with a nut flush draw.
Not much else going along with it, but it could effectively take Jimbo out of it. I mean, Jimbo can't call here on the spot, and he will give it up as... Be back on over here to Corey after we get the Jimbo fold. Imagine, again, Corey's going to be all in here for 240. Big Mike will fold, and then Yogi probably going to have to give it up, I would think. It may be just enough of money here in the middle that...
Well, they're both all in, and he has a backdoor diamonds. I think it's kind of close. I think he's might be able to go with it.
Yeah, it's probably could feel like he's not totally going dead. So
yeah, I think if he didn't have the backdoor diamonds, you know, he'd consider a fold.
Yeah, he's not gonna have it available to him, but at least on the side pile with Champ, he will have the potential hope to rely on that if it need be. Corey here, King High Hearts, Champ Ace High Hearts, and I guess maybe Runner on Broadway if that becomes an option. That's not. It is going to give him the 9-6 straight draw, and an ace on the river is going to be the ace of diamonds. And who is the one who wins it now? Is it going to be Champ that winds up winning with?
Champ just has one pair.
Oh, he only has one pair. Then Yogi's two pairs still going to hold. Yeah, that was $1,700 pot multi-way. Corey in with kings, and unfortunately his hand not able to improve as it's kind of a deceptive two pair for sure. So
holy shit, the Angels 5-2.
What?
Bases loaded. Let's go.
What do we got here? I'm trying to figure out if okay, there. So I was gonna say, I wonder if that's on the local sports station here. Sometimes they have Ranger games. Maybe sweat this.
Are the Rangers considered local here?
I guess, because, like, I don't know as to how, which alignment some of, like, the Valley Sports Networks go with. Because it's either, like, Houston or Dallas, so I don't really pay much attention to cable TV anymore. I just mostly listen to podcasts, and I turn on the games for football, and that's about it. Okay, no, I don't think I'll be able to get a stream, but... Okay, we've got Tom the Bomb here with King Queen 10-4, Pink Panther with aces, double suited.
Last hand for Tyler.
Now looks like another run put in here by the Angels 6-2. Twins still leading 3-1 and got nobody out and a runner on, so... Just a little, maybe some potential insurance for it. Okay, King Queen 6 with 2 hearts. That is a big one here for Pink Panther as Tyler has flopped. Ace high heart draw, straight draw, Broadway to a jack. Yogi is going to fold, but this is Big Mike leading out this bottom pair. 9 high heart draw.
He's going to get some bad news here. Tyler's got a really big hand in that spot. He's going to go ahead and put in the raise.
Let's see if Tom the Bomb's going to want to continue with top 2. It could be... How
It's a rough spot for Tom the Bomb. Aren't a ton of cards he wants to see on the turn other than a king or queen.
P. Willie says pro football seems scripted. I mean, only the first, like, 10 to 15 plays of the opening drive.
Yeah.
I know he means something else, but, I mean, that's... Usually the game plan's pretty well set. All right. Tom Bomb's going to call here with top 2. Tyler also with backdoor spades, potentially. Is going to be 8 of diamonds, so...
This might go check. See if Tyler wants to put some pressure on him. It's been an interesting spot for Tom to lead. Can lead in spots like this to keep your opponent from checking back with draws. But Tyler's just going to go ahead and stay pedal to the metal.
Yeah, I wanted to make it the check, so... The black for 1K and the $500 pink, and...
1K seems like, or 1,500 seems like it's too much.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, if that... It was like 1.3 that was in the middle, so I think we mean to put 1.3. Let to verbalize that bet when it becomes pot size, so... yeah, but I mean, the decision's still going to remain the same here for Tom. It's still... Do you want to commit anything more here? Because most likely going to have to commit most of it. And Tyler putting the pressure on. We'll see. And he's going to be all in. Tyler's going to make the call, obviously. And I imagine this is going to be a multiple-time river as...
Yep.
All right, see if anybody can scoop here. As 3 balls going to brick the first one. And back... Wow. Even had the potential to maybe come up with a counterfeited 2-pair. Tyler just couldn't hit. And
couldn't hit the jack, the 8, the 6, the ace, or the heart.
And that is the pain of Omaha. He had too many outs, as we like to say.
Too many outs for sure.
And that is going to be amongst the biggest pots of the night at 4.5K. Here for Tom as... See how deep we get. Corey here on the rebuy. Generally see the men, I believe min 300. And an easy game to short stack Ninja. Just hit a board, commit, boom. Win a 3-way all in. So you can move chips in a hell of a hurry here at Palm Social. Check out the link in description here for website Palm Social Club. Sorry, Instagram Palm Social. I gotta edit this.
Get all these cards sorted out.
Yes, sir. I think either a 2-5 or 1-3 game happening back there. Sandwiches have been removed, so Lukia apparently cleaning up as... All right, Lukia here with the raise up here to 40. Ace, Queen, Jack 3 with Ace 3 of clubs.
I think Mike's going to keep mixing it up.
Yeah, I don't anticipating him ever not just trying to hammer. Alright, Tom the Bomb here with a hand to be determined, and we'll see. It looks like okay one there for, I guess this is the wheel draw for Lukiao, but backdoor clubs, it is going to be Big Mike betting just for the sheer fun of it, I guess.
Pounding away.
Sometimes you just have to bet and everybody folds. I mean, that's
How it goes sometimes.
fundamental strategy. All you have to do online is just mash the bet pot button and you win. You're just like, I'm a great Omaha player. Bet pot. Psh, boom. Pot. You know, that's...
See if Yogi can get anything going. It's been a little slow so far.
Yeah. I mean, he had the 2-pair hand, but that's really about it. It's with the queens and deuces that survived. But it wasn't like a big all-in pot. It was 2 of the short stacks, so go on a run potentially. All right. What do we else we got here? We got Tom the Bomb with the raise up to 20.
Got Tyler with a 10 high Badoogie.
All right, top set here for Tom is ace queen. Queen, good for
Looks like
set of ladies.
Showtime's gonna get some bad news this hand.
Oh no.
Looks like
Seti Baghetti versus Seti Baghetti. Oh boy. Okay, this is going to be a 10.
big turn for Yogi.
That is some improvement there. It does hard draw, straight draw.
Wow, how is Shanna's hand this fucking good? Look, guessing he was going for a limp re-raise. Or maybe he did raise pre-flop. It's got all this.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the action on this specifically.
And Yogi's gonna come along.
Yogi's got a little bit of hope. Showtime's got almost none. He's got to hit a 3 on the end of the 3 alone. It's going to be the 4 of hearts. Yogi pulls ahead of everybody as Tom the Bomb's top set turns to dust.
Yogi's gonna bet somewhere around 600. I was gonna go on the smaller side. Just try to get paid from some of the weaker flushes. Having the Jack of Hearts in his hand is not good. He would prefer that he had something like the 2 of Hearts
Yep.
to give.
Probably Jack high flush of calling and
Yeah, and Showtime's gonna
make
make sure Yogi's not getting out of line.
Yeah. Tom was the one who avoided the most damage and he had the strongest hand. So, okay, here's our big plus minus. Yogi up 2.2K now. Big Mike up by the time that we started this. I know we missed a block of hands where either players rebought or they added on or potentially one hand. So this is as of our restart, I believe, over the last, like, hour and a half or so. Make sure to hit like, hit subscribe. On our way here to try to get towards 1,000 subscribers. We need people like you smashing that button for us. So
Looks like we got the 80 on this hand.
just your casual, what,
1,
80 quintuple strata?
2, 5, 10, 20, 40, 80. See if Yogi pussies out or puts the 160 on.
It does not appear to be feeling too spicy here. Looks like Champ's out, so we've got another seat open if you want to feel like playing like slot machines.
Got seats open for that too.
Yep. All right, showtime here with ace 10 3 deuces.
So Yogi's gonna limp up front with double suited Broadway hands. I would imagine Pink Panther's probably gonna go ahead and pot this.
Yeah, he can go up quite a bit on this, I'm sure. He's gonna pop this up here to 515. Big Mike with the actually reasonable holding here. Ace 10 9 8, the ace 10 of clubs.
Sure.
Again, a lot of shared cards here of everybody, so it's.
So Yogi's got a pretty good hand, but he's a bit worried about being dominated here. A lot of the hands that Tyler are gonna pot, hands like good kings, hands that have his flush draws in bad shape.
So be heads up here, it looks like.
What's up, Victoria?
Hey, how's it going? This is K Bones. Just doing a little 4-card action here. It is 989, so Big Mikey here flopping a boat. And has his opponent drawing decks. All the aces are out.
Yeah. Heather Locklear, I think she's retired.
Yeah, I
I
don't,
think
you
she's
know.
already moved.
She
to,
pretty
like,
much only plays low stakes, too.
Yeah.
Not, I mean.
I think she probably has moved to like Vero Beach or something. And I wonder what she is up to.
Yeah, that's probably a good Google search here to see where are they now? Counting money somewhere, being spoon-fed. She is 60 now. What is Heather Locklear doing today? Kept it low-key. Okay, well, nothing too exciting. So we've got Big Mike here, going to be able to take a big pot off with aces as we were rambling around. And that is a big winner there for Big Mike. People that just got out of rehab. Oh, okay. We got ATX Poker. Hey, I'm Jay Bones. Hope you all are enjoying the new stream. What's going on, John Taraj? Always good to see you stop by.
She just got a rehab. Good for her.
You know, it's always good to be out of it. I mean, it's not quite as good when you're like, they're still in, but like once you're out, you got a new lease on life, but I don't think we'll be able to get her on the stream game, though. I just don't probably think not big enough stakes. Though everybody else is moving here to Austin.
She looks quite different.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is not your prime Heather Locklear by any stretch. And that's maybe not a fair standard, but it's like...
Well, let's move on. Let's
yeah, why don't we... Well, how do we get
down?
down this this route here? That's
Okay.
thrown off kilter. We were talking about people we would love to see on this live stream that exists within the Streamiverse. I've pretty much nailed my top 5. It's Garrett, Bones, Coins, Bildo, and I think I tried to make see who would be somebody berserk. Oh, DQ. Yeah, DQ. Yeah. So there, that'd be entertaining. Okay, we've got Pink Panther with probably a steam race up here with a 7-6-4-3.
P. Willie just went and did a quick Google image search.
Yeah, he remembers that experience being a little bit different. I mean, that's tough. You get the 60. That's living the Hollywood life. I mean, nobody goes through unscathed, and not the standard you want to judge anybody, but it's also like, okay. Oh, yeah, we got Jack 7. Nothing really paired up. Tyler might just go hammer at this. He will not, though. Just get it probably. Okay, Jimbo is going to be the one to bet at this. So some of these hands never work out the way you expect them. They're going to.
Could do some runs in this Diamondback Giants game. We got 2 on.
Yep.
One out.
P. Willie, a bit DQ likes Heather Locklear. You know, I bet he does. Probably from that time period where he remembered. Yeah, I'm sure he'd be a big Locklear fan.
She seems like someone that a man of DQ's age would have a poster of in his
Still,
bedroom.
probably isn't that of like Pam Anderson too.
Yeah.
Remember when Pam Anderson was huge?
Oh, of course.
It was then the Carmen Electra era. It was
Oh,
like
yeah.
that era of '90s.
That was a little after Cindy Crawford.
Just that was kind of the buffer and Kathy Ireland and stuff like that. In the beginning of the
Kathy
Sports Illustrated, kind of weird. I don't know. It's print media, so like I feel like non-existent now that you used to want to be able to get magazines and like those like your Sports Illustrated, Sporting News.
Well,
I read the Sporting News like every day when I was a kid. So
I love Sporting News.
back in the old school form of it was absolutely the best, and now everything's just digitized on it. I mean, I somehow keep getting a People magazine delivered to my apartment, and I want to find out why, because I'm tired of throwing it away, and I shouldn't. I just don't want the waste of trash.
Do you live in a dentist's office or something?
Apparently, it had to be somebody that just like I signed up for something online somewhere, and then it got.
Does it have
got
your
me.
name on it?
Yeah, it does, and I'm like, I totally never spent $1 to get this, but it's like, why am I getting this? You know, Will Smith's top 20. You know, like, what the fuck? Okay, we've got.
We got kings. We finally don't have aces, and we have kings.
There's Big Mike with them too, double suited.
Those double suited kings. Not very good hands for anyone except for. Tannenbaum's got an okay hand. It's like Showtime and Jimbo are gonna come along with some other hands.
More pot limit Omaha action, just what you're looking for here at Palm Social. Busy Wednesday night is.
So many cards.
Pick a hand, any hand. That could be the winner. Is looks like Jack 6 deuce. So top 2 here for Showtime. Pete Willie says I'm old enough to remember the Sears catalog. Well, I mean that's not that dated a reference. It's still, but that is kind of old. Okay, Big Mike here with a bet. He does have bottom pair to go along with the silver pair, and
Do they have girls in there, or are they just like?
I don't know. Like I'm trying to get the significance. Showtime going to go all in here. There's also with some backdoor spade potential. Big Mike.
Mike doesn't seem like a folder.
No, probably not to this. Probably after the bet that he's already laid out there. He's ready for some action here. He's going to make the call. Top 2. We are going to run it 2 times. 2 times for Showtime. Is deuce sets trips. And then a jack on the end. So jack's full on the first run out. Let's go for the second one. We've got a 5 and we've got a 4. So the backdoor clubs come out here with King Deuce of clubs. So choppy.
What is the hourly here at Palms?
12, isn't it? Believe so.
I
should be the one to know. Yeah.
I just bought a bunch of hours in advance, and they just take them off.
Yeah, get some bulk buy specials here, and we've got a free roll coming up on October the 7th. That is a Thursday night. We will add $1,500 here to the prize pool. Now, it's not a guarantee. That's just going to be what's added to it. Come on out here and play. So, I've not been playing much poker. I was thinking about even just playing that for kicks and giggles, but I think might be on duty there that night. So, okay. Angels, end of the 6, 6-2. Still no score in this
A little rough.
D-backs. I've really not paid. I didn't realize Giants were that. 103 wins this year, huh?
Yeah, they're having quite a year.
I feel like now more than ever, I know so fewer like baseball players now. I used to feel like I knew like everybody, and that was even like 10 years ago.
As a kid, I definitely knew everybody on every team. Now, I have a bunch of other stuff clogging up my brain.
So, because you'd have to read the box scores like every day, so it's just like you'd be able to categorize and remember names, see them constantly. Whereas,
I was obsessed with box scores when I was a kid.
and now they don't really even exist in like papers anymore. Like my dad's really frustrated with it because he just was perpetually looking at those things, and it's not really a good source now. Maybe there is something that is like a publication that's digitized that would put in the old school version of the box scores versus having to go through some of the websites that are kind of like clunky when you just want to look at simple things. They have a video audio plays, like it's just a fucking maze you have to go through.
It's so hard to just get a fucking list on the internet.
Yeah,
Like,
just
every list I see is like buried in like 6 paragraphs.
yep.
Like, just give me a list. Whenever I try to find who made the Pro Bowl, it's fucking impossible. I just want a list of everybody who made the Pro Bowl. I don't want a 3-paragraph thing about Tom Brady.
Yeah, Tom Brady has been
because throw in whatever. Like, just give me the fucking list.
All of it's driven by like affiliate marketing and all these people that are so big into SEO that are trying to concoct these lists that people are searching for and then use it as something to get you to click somewhere else. That's usually like an ad.
Fucking internet, man.
Yeah, no kidding. And it's more on the print side than I think it is like the actual. I mean, like this. We do have the 80 straddle here put out by Showtime, so this is a development we should be paying attention to. Is Tyler opening with King Queen Jack 7, Yogi playable hand now trying to decide what to do as he's actually 3-bet this here to 1,100 and.
Jimbo loves his double-suited hands.
Also looks like he might be drinking a Celsius too, so it puts him in a real wild card position here because man, fully caffeinated is always due for something crazy. So I guess Yogi only winds up 3-betting back 600. I think he exercises full pot, right?
Tyler should have more than. Oh, I guess that hand with Shannon was really big. All right, come on, let's go.
Bird or Showtime. Not gonna play it, so we're gonna have a 2.1K all-in pre King Queen Jack 7.
Pretty close to a flop.
Yeah, Yogi's clubs are crushed, but his spades are live. Bum, 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 bum. What are we gonna get? Ace deuce deuce. 3 and 5. Does anybody pair? Does King Queen high just take it?
King Queen takes it, I believe. Yep.
Yeah, King Queen is going to do it here on the first board. So Yogi trying to find redemption on the second. Do get some pain out there. We're not getting the second board registered. There it is. Jack 10. Going to make the other half of the pot. So literally going to get half of it. Then it winds up becoming spades too. So. See some of the action winding down a little bit towards the evening hours. As we keep going here at Palm Social. Not sure how much longer we got here in the show. Sometimes it might go 3.5 hours, sometimes 4. Usually it get a heads up at some point. What else? Alright, so have we gotten any finals and anything yet in the game? It's like Twins now up 5-1, but Tigers have got
5-2 now, yeah.
Okay, so it's a little bit of a sweat there.
Yeah. Still no score in Giants and D-bags.
Just call them the D-bags.
D-bags, snakes.
All right, we are going to get the raise, re-raise. Pink Panther raising, Big Mike 3-betting now, big up to what looks like 8. It's going to be 700. Tyler's dreams coming true. Jimbo's got kings, and he's going to have to fold here.
Fold.
Showtime in, though, with Queen 10-9, with Queen suited.
This will be good news for Tyler.
Might get himself into probably would be a 3-way all-in pre. Corey's also going to get in here for his 233-ish or so. He's got Queen Jack 9, so maybe like Jimbo would have had a chance, but it would have been at a pretty hefty price to get in against Big Mike. So
Rough spot for Showtime.
So we will have a main pot between Corey, Showtime, Big Mike, and Pink Panther. Then another side between Showtime, Big Mike, or then it's maybe like a difference of like $100 and an outside pot probably between Showtime and Big Mikey. So that's why we got great dealers here, and it gets a very complicated pot. So we want to make sure the numbers are accurate, and this can get a very discombobulating. It's also, a very social atmosphere. So I know for dealers, it is a lot to process happening in these big games. Why we got the best. All right, we've got it split up. Let's get a run on. Pick a hand, any hand. Who's the one you want to win? It's going to come out top set, but there's plenty of draws. Top set
has the clubs too.
Oh, the Queen turns at a 3 on the end. So does anybody have King Jack? I can't recall if anybody. I don't think so.
There's 2 sets.
Oh wow!
Two sets, 2 pair, top pair, and
top set's gonna win it here for Tyler. 4-way all in. He takes all of it.
And side pot went to. Oh yeah, Tyler, I think I had the most.
Yeah, he's winning it all. So, little recovery. Had aces against Big Mike, and I think bet into him, wound up having to get raised out of it. Hanging on here, Bones. Third Guinness getting a little. Yeah, I know. Big stretch. Ugh.
I'll hang out here for a few more minutes.
I was going to say, I was like, I've hung out here longer than I expected to be here, so thank you. We grind on through. Why don't I take like a quick breather before you hustle out? So before
I'll talk into the distance here.
Yeah.
Don't know how many people are currently listening, but we're gonna fly solo here for a few minutes. I have a bit of experience playing with everybody here except for Big Mike. Don't think I've ever played with Big Mike. But yeah, like I said earlier, these guys are all staples of the local home games, and then the card rooms the last few years. Most of these guys are very experienced PLO players. But yeah, like I said, I don't know too much about Big Mike's story. If any of the 20 of you out there watching have any questions, feel free to fire away. It's like Yogi's sitting out right now. Nice hand here for your Jimbo. It's definitely a hand that you want to put some more money in the pot with. Big Mike is definitely not the type of guy to shy away. Looks like he's gonna click it back. Let's see how much money these two want to put in the pot. Looks like Jimmy's just gonna call. Decent flop here for Jimmy. Definitely prefer here to have the backdoor nut flush draw, but you know, can't have everything you want in life. Looks like Jimmy's gonna go ahead and take it down. Real up and down session for Jimmy today, as are most of his sessions. He plays a pretty wild style. It's like Mike is coming back here into the dungeon.
Back to the immaculate studio.
You have a name for this studio?
Not yet. I'm not quite.
It's not a Studio J or anything?
No, there's... Studio J. That could be it. I'm going to leave it to the chat pros, maybe, if there ever becomes one to show up that could potentially assist in the branding process.
It's an interesting place back here.
Yeah, I mean, this is... It kind of reminds me when we used to do TCH Live and it was back kind of in the general... Like, it was not...
The unfinished room?
Yeah, and that was kind of a pure experience, too. Like, then it started getting dressed up and... that kind of thing. Like, I mean, like I told him, like, I've done games in the back of pickup trucks and then bleachers and just every odd place that's... Wherever there's a microphone and you got it in front of me, I could give less than a shit as long as it's comfortable.
It feels very training in Russia back here. You know, some of the bigger streams, they're like Drago, they got the highest technology. We're back here, we're trudging through the snow, we're lifting logs,
we're lifting up, we're punching giant slabs of meat.
Yeah, you know, we got the wife and
it's a little grittier. I think it's more, you know, got to go out there and earn it. All right, not much happening here. As King's good for Big Mike, we'll bet it. I think he will get a pretty good piece of the field to fold.
I think Corey's probably going to come along here with top pair in the gutter.
Yeah, you're probably right. All right. He's not very deep, so you'd have to commit. Like, if he was... yeah, he's got no suited draws, so it's one of those...
Good fold by Corey.
I'll lay it down. You seen any of the thumbnails and the photos? That's all Corey's work. Keep links in description on them for his Instagram. They want to get high quality photos done. John St. Bones is the GOAT.
Hey, what's up, John? I think that's our buddy John from... He played on the TCH.
Yeah,
He's just got back into the country. Good to have him back.
Yep. Be my best guess. Like, I mean, I know there's more than one John out here, but that's a good indicator, though. So I think we might go like 20 or 30 more minutes here, then probably wrap it for the night at some point. Looky out here with kings, but no suits. He's just going to wait for this pot to get built up himself. He doesn't need to do anything. Yeah. And that seems like early position stuff is like, Yogi now might make this pot a little bit bigger. Or wait for that to also happen.
Problem is like, he makes it bigger. Everybody calls. You know, this is not really a hand that plays great multi-way. I think he's just going to try to hit something without putting too much in the pot.
Yeah.
In a game that was a little bit tighter and more aggressive, I think this is a hand that he would probably 3-bet a lot on the button. But it just plays a lot better heads up than it does, 5 ways.
All right, that's Johnson nailed it. So, all right, is
Big flop for Big Mike here.
no, no kidding. Is set, flush draw. A pair of jacks could maybe potentially turn into something else too. Is Pink Panther bets with? No, I guess just the top pair and a straight draw to a 10, and that's about it.
Yeah, I think just let it go. Nice fold.
All right, next hand here, 2-5 Pod Limit Omaha. Got, trying to remember how many episodes we've done. At least 12, 13. Full archive to check out. I've been having a lot of fun with the highlight reels. I feel like I'm kind of also spoofing what everybody else does, which is put caps locks, put keywords and things that are sort of like attention grabby, but like they're like, I'm trying not to be like too cringe with it, because I think you can make these highlight reels and it just be like, what the fuck.
You're in the business. How many times can one man play the biggest pot of his life?
I mean, that's the thing. Is like, how long
I mean,
are the biggest stakes you've ever played?
At some point, if you're going to be honest, these guys have to be playing like 10K, 20K, because you can't play the biggest game of your life every week. If you do that, you're eventually playing 10K, 20K. These guys aren't playing 10K, 20K.
Yeah, and that's Bones' rant of the week. Just say what stakes you're playing in a reasonable amount. What? Oh, you ever remember Conan O'Brien, Pierre Bernard's Recliner of Rage?
No.
It was one of my favorite bits. Conan would bring one of his producers. His name was Pierre Bernard. He would just sit on a recliner and then complain about the most inordinate things that exist in comic culture. But he would be kind of rage, but it was very. I might just have to play it for it. Just we do have action here. Corey's all in with a hand to be determined.
I feel like I could do the Recliner of Rage.
Yeah, I think you would be perfect for it, to be honest.
But I mean, we already have Mates Hates.
Yeah, Mates Hates is really. That's the content I miss the most. There's not much good on Facebook anymore, except our Facebook page. Obviously, is like the only good thing that exists out there.
There is the one guy.
Yeah. That's our source of entertainment sometimes.
That's our.
That's my. I mean,
It's a guilty pleasure for sure.
Because sometimes there's just people crazy enough that just following them is just like an exhibit in art. And just its own craziness and paths of just like, what in the fuck?
Sometimes it's your racist uncle. Sometimes it's a dealer at the place you used to play cards at.
Yep. So, oh wow, Corey had kings here, and it's jacks up for both Big Mike and Pink Panther.
And
so
Panther's not happy about getting raised here. Tough spot. It's a tough spot for sure. He's gonna be extra sad when he sees Mike has the Jack 4 as well.
No other, I guess, redraws, and it's either got to be a 7 or a king that was going to have to hit. Or I guess a deuce would have also been good to counterfeit, but
yeah.
Corey's run had no luck here tonight. Those trying to short stack ninja and run it up, and every hand just kind of keeps running into a 2-pair or some 3 or 4-way all-in. So you're going to be on the Rounder stream tomorrow night? Is that going to be like a friendly game, a big game? Or?
Yeah, one of my friends, El Thunderbird.
Yep.
He runs a kind of a game with his friends.
Uh-huh.
Asked if I'd come in and do some commentary. Figured I'd go down there, do a little bit of that. Should be fun. I don't.
Yeah,
I know El Thunderbird, Chaz is playing. I know Chaz pretty well. The other ones I don't, but it'll be a cool experience. So
I might be there chaperoning. I don't know. I might be drinking. It's hard to know. That's
drinking chapro.
That gets potentially dangerous because then I have no filter and I'll just start talking shit to anyone.
Get the burner.
Yeah, I'll get the.
Get the Mike Jungblut fan page.
Yep. East Coast Grinder, if you are a PLO table where not too many people betting pot, but a lot of quarter or half pot, change table right away. I don't know. Where not too many people betting pot, but a lot of mixed game. Mike here in the house. Say nice work on that promo for that game. We're working on the promo for that right now. Cool to have you here. Yeah, we enjoyed the hell out of watching the Rampage stream, and like you got somebody to gift you like $5K at the end of the night. So.
It was okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't not a lot of opportunities happen for you to get too involved, but there were some big pots there for sure, and
yeah,
they might get Rampage up.
Like to put the money in.
God. So we get a winner there for Big Mike, but. Yeah, I was thankful here for Rounders to help rank some decks here when we started because there's still, I think, a bunch that are on like back order that are kind of hard to get some of these RFID cards. So I appreciated that. That's good to have a kind of a friendship with another stream that's not hostile or some kind of begrudging us, like we're the best, we're the biggest, we're growing the large, and like I don't know. It's good to get to that point, but it's also just kind of like okay, we're all just running poker streams. It's not that's super serious.
It's like Yogi's got the 40 on here.
There we go. We got Champ back in the mix here.
Nice little hand for Champ.
I think he was on one of our first ever TCH streams too, like right in the beginning. I think he might have been on the first. Coins was also on that one, and I didn't know it until the last episode I did there. And I went back, and it was Mike. He wasn't Coins at that point. And I had forgotten it all that time, so. Okay, Champ at open. We'll see if any of the straddles wake up with a hand that can continue.
Looks like Tyler's going to come along with Pocket Force. Mike stays committed to the game.
So he's got the 8 of spades, so we got to get Steamdola back here at some point, but okay, Pink Panther with this junkie 9744 no suits is going to take his zero flop a king 9-8. Is going to be a set of 8s here for Big Mikey. Champ's the one going to be pushing, though. He's got a straight draws, maybe some backdoor hearts. He's pushing in 320. Big Mike's never going anywhere. And Champ's going to have to get lucky. Can he peel off a miracle turn card that gives him more hope? Nope, he's dead to a 10. And that's it. Set the King 885, bringing it home, and Big Mike on a big run here tonight.
Yep, Big Mike's having himself a night.
Having himself a ball game. That is. We haven't run any bomb pots here tonight. Kind of.
I haven't. It's surprising. Although most of the pots are 7 ways anyway.
Yeah, I mean they may as well be bomb pots that you're going like 7 or 8 different. We've never really had anything that went like 7 ways here tonight. I think the most has been 6. I can't remember there's ever been any because like it just winds up one player mashing pot and then you get about 3 or 4 way action for the most part.
See if we got anything here in the sand.
champ here with the rebuy in facing the 20 straddle. All right.
So champ's gonna go ahead and limp in. Jimmy. Seems like someone has aces every hand.
Yeah, that's the other recurring theme is, okay, who has aces, who has kings, is it's usually one or the other. Very rarely both, but at least in this game. So, Tom Obama, King, Queen, 10-7. I don't know if there's anything you like, if you watch this and you feel like you learn from when trying to... I think I'd probably come away with it devaluing hands like King, Queen, 10, and some of these other connected ones are just so often it feels like you see so many hands that are shared.
Yeah.
Where a lot of the same different kind of combos are. But I don't know there's really necessarily a deterrent. Okay, we're going to get Tom betting, though, with queens and sevens. Jimbo here with ace-high hearts with the overpair and a pair of sevens himself.
Tom and Yogi can definitely, or Tom and Jimmy can play a big pot here.
They can do it. As
Don't think
Deuce
either,
to
don't
Yogi-
think either are folding the turn, and Yogi's got the flush drawn out.
East Coast Grinder, PLO, the fun player only have one bet size, where the professional have multiple bet size. Yeah, I could believe that as a generality, but
I know plenty of PLO players that only have one bet size.
yeah, that's
Professionals. They're not necessarily great professionals, but you know.
you know, PLO professional, is that like being an assistant to the regional? No, that seems kind of rough. That's not accurate, but there's got to be professional slot machine player.
There's a lot of ways to fuck a pig.
That there's so many times I want to say that where it's not appropriate, or like, let's go fuck this pig. Nobody is.
We're gonna fuck this pig.
Yeah, Letterkenny fans out there, that's a reference. What it's like, not. All right, so the 4 in the end is going to be still the Tom with the best hand with 2 pair and a 2.9k pot, but it's 5-6 gets there. Ace 5 is out there. Any set would be obviously better than this, so it's a hand I think Tom probably approaches with a bit of caution, but he could, I guess, kind of put out like a functioning block bet that would prevent any of his opponents from trying to go hog wild on the end.
Looks like that's what he's gonna do. See if Jimmy just pays him off. Nope, good fold by Jimmy.
More conservative Jimmy here. A lot of these strings have been blast off mode, and here he's gotten a steady stack, and I think has played probably the most steady of the sessions that we've done of all these POT LIMIT Omaha games. And we've had some wild ones too, so we've had a couple of highlight reels if you missed them. Shit. So right now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is the Lodge even running tonight? No, I don't even think they're doing one tonight. So even at this moment in time, there's
Holy shit.
5 poker streams running, and it's
that's a lot of streaming.
that is a lot of streaming poker, and it's literally like 7 nights a week. You can find something somewhere.
That's wild.
I found one. There was one in Brazil where they were speaking Portuguese.
Yeah.
I'm more fascinated of that, of which ones exist in other countries that we don't know about. That
Someone told me there was one in Australia.
I
that
think
they had double board bomb pots, and they somehow had the technology for it.
well, that's where the technology comes from, is in Australia.
Really?
Yeah, that's where we get the card readers from, is from there. So I guess that does make sense. So Jimbo here with King, King, Queen, 5. Champ all in for like 100. 6, 9, 4, 3. Big Mike's not folding, obviously. Here does Showtime all in with Ace, Queen, 9, 8. Yeah, I was gonna say there's got to be. Some that are harder to find because obviously there's just so much poker content in the YouTube sphere that
So much poker content.
from all different types of sources. Okay, we are going to have a, wow, wrap draw here for Showtime. Straight draw here for Jimbo with King Queen. Not much for Champ, but Big Mike, the same kind of draw that Jimbo has. Okay.
It's like Big Mike and Jimmy are putting some chips in the pot.
Yeah, there's a lot of... Oh, it's an ace, so we could have a chop if we don't see any kind of board pair, I don't think, because King Queen going to be good. Bird, a.k.a. Showtime. Could... No, he's not going to... So it's going to be Jimbo, Big Mike. Profiting slightly on this.
Chopping it up.
Yeah, this is... Yeah, I'm trying to see where the hell that would have... If the technology comes from there, it's like there's... Maybe it's like one of those things that's on Twitch. Not on like YouTube or something. No, there's some... Well, there's also, I guess, the Twitch streamers too. If you... I didn't even think of that, the individual people that go on their own specific streams during tournaments, and like I'm literally looking through all of them right now. It's just like
a lot of fucking streams.
You love it on the live poker side, especially here in Austin, Texas. You love that Texas poker accent. Right here at Live the Palms. Niche market idea. I don't know if I like that one. That seems... East Coast Rider checking in from Boston, it appears.
Yeah. That's not even English.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta imagine there's got to be some other niche type of poker vloggers that'll appear that are not just a standard white guy. Oh, hey, check out my poker vlog. Like it's that like most? I mean, I guess Rampage is that to a degree. The Apollo's a different breed of cat. Oh no, there's. I'm not on the hater side. We've obviously discussed this quite a bit of just kind of the really weird parts of the kind of the vlogosphere that exists now, where these followings exist, and it's just not like I never view it as anything like negative, because I think there's 100% like more positives, but there are just like anything that you dive into, you will have just like, okay, why does it have to be like this? And you touched on the one on your rant of the night on the biggest stakes ever played. So that's probably the only real gripe I think I have on some of the titles. Just like, okay, have we run out of everything that we could think of?
Just call everything the biggest and best.
Yep. All right, we've got aces here for Pink Panther and Big Mike with top and bottom. Tom and bottom had actually a relative primo, Queen Queen Jack 10. There's Tom and bottom going to make the call though here, as hoping to find a very enticing turn card. Is 4-bolt.
It's not going to be it.
That will not. All right, Twins win 5-2. Angels still up 6-2. No score in the D-bags.
I have over 9 in the Rays Astros not really pulling their weight on this one.
No, they got 2 runners on but 2 outs, so maybe pull a rabbit out of a hat. Or
Why not?
Mixed game Mike. Hello, Bob. What about hello Lynch? No white dude. Yeah, of course. Yeah, Lynn's a interesting variation, I think, on the vlogosphere. So that's a very astute point. East Coast grinder. Props to all the poker vlogger. I just can't do it. Too self-conscious to walk around talking into a camera.
I feel you, buddy.
Yeah, it's you have to be able to filter that part of the brain out that just is like, oh, what am I doing? Am I important enough for all this other kind of stuff? So but it is kind of awkward because you'd be like in the room watching somebody in a private room doing their kind of deal while the rest of the thing is going on. Like the room's happening, the games are happening, and like, hey, what's going on here? I'm at Palm. So like that's a more awkward feeling of having to do that and kind of be in the presence of other people. If it's just you by myself and a camera on me talking, like, I could fucking do that all day. But we're gonna get a big bet here by Pink Panther that will force out everybody. But there's a little bit of performative art, and just you have to filter out things in your brain that are like make you completely self-conscious about shit. So.
Some people enjoy that. Some people just want to be TikTok stars and shit.
And some people want to view, like, I was laughing about this on another stream. I think I was actually on the Rounder stream when I was in the chat. There's like, yeah, I turned on Twitch and there's twins licking a microphone, just like licking a microphone on camera that had like 15,000 viewers live on it. Like, I mean, that's Twitch in a nutshell. Like, if you go to the top Twitch streams right now, that just check what the hell.
I think Robbie said that his kid had several million views on him learning how to play blackjack.
Yeah, wow.
Twitch, man.
Twitch is like a different universe of.
Oh, that was TikTok.
That was TikTok. Okay, yeah, that would make much more sense. I have never. I feel like if I ever have a TikTok account, that's the end. That's it for me. Like, I'd better have a specific reason to be on there, but I just can't do it. I just like, nope, that's my limit.
I think we might be old men yelling at the clouds on that one.
We're getting to be at that point. I mean, all right. The old man yells. 2 old men yell at clouds here as we go to the Queen 4-4 board. Oh, James Shavana, 2 vlogs out of the DC era, home to casinos, MGM National Harbor, does a Thai English language mix. Wow, that's actually kind of cool. I was going to say, like, there's got to be, like, some Spanish vloggers or. I would think there has to be some kind of niche market that would be really great for YouTube. But
yeah, you would think that someone who's Spanish or Chinese or something would have a vlog.
And maybe they do. It's just not in the algorithms here in America or something. Yeah. But
I think we're probably coming up here on the end of the stream.
Yeah, we're getting close to it here. As if you want to roll, you're more than welcome to. We can close out this bad boy, but just trying to see if there's any oddball Twitch streams out there that are like, what in the fuck? Almost all of them are. Like, I mean, that's the remarkable thing is.
A stream of people watching someone play FIFA.
Yeah, I'm like, why? Somebody playing a slot machine right now. We were talking about that in that group.
Yeah, someone like degenning like super fucking hard. God.
Like something like 500,000 on like slot machines and shit. Like,
how do people watch that?
I guess it's because they don't have cable anymore. Because cable's so expensive and not like everybody just watches stuff online. And I think like the world audience is probably bigger. when you're considering like it's just everybody versus like concentrated in the country. I think because apparently China is putting on a limit of kids can only have like 3 hours of internet per, or like they're putting in some kind of limit on video games kids play, and so how much social media they use, which would never happen here because freedom. Which, yeah, I guess is another discussion for another day. Top 2 here for Big Mike. Straight draw here for Showtime with bottom pair. Mixed game Mike here with the Luis Torres out of San Antonio. Does an occasional vlog. He's a bit behind, but has a few from this year. Wow, there are more even more vloggers than I thought out there.
Who knew?
It's tough if it doesn't show up in my recommendations. It's hard to know who it is, so it's sort of that game within the game with all of this YouTube stuff to put your content out there in front of the right eyeballs. And all right, top 2 here for Big Mike is going to be a 4-ball in the end. Jimbo has made a straight ski.
Yep.
This game, Mike, you're right on the algorithm things. I wish was easier to find things like this. Like, the one that was the Portuguese one was really fat. I mean, like, I couldn't understand what they were saying, but they had dudes at the round table talking while kind of going back and forth from... Occasionally, I'll see a stream pop up that's for, like, a charity tournament that the players will play on the... There will be, like, no commentary or anything. Georgetown doesn't really stream anymore, I don't think. I don't know, maybe they do every once in a while, but that's...
All right, buddy. I'm gonna check out of here.
Yeah. Don't worry. Thanks for hanging on as long as you did.
Take care. To the 4 people listening, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out here with us. For all the millions of chat pros.
They'll catch up on the replay.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's where all the views happen. Oh, East Coast said I only know the Japanese vlogger from a 2+2 thread, not from YouTube. So I still want to find that Australia stream. So they're probably keeping it private so they don't get fucking put in jail by the police in Aussie land. All right, as we continue, PLO action here at Live at the Palms. Mike Jungblut, thank you to Case Diener, a.k.a. Bones, being a part of the stream. You can see him tomorrow night on Rounders Live. As Ace 995 here for Big Mike as he 3-bets the open. We'll get Champion in the mix. Ace Jack 9-7. All right, it is going to come out a straight here for the champ. We've got ace high heart draw now for Big Mike. Oh, yeah, I guess there's the Palm Beach Kennel Club that streams a little bit. All right, it is 9-ball, makes a set, and straight here on board. So Jack 9 going to work out here for champ as he will get a double up now to 1.6K. 2 cards got to play, so... Continue on live at the Palms. Mike Jungblut, the dude talking. Follow me on Instagram at Hoops Mike, and on Twitter at Hoops Mike. Follow us, Palm Social 512. Out on the gram, check us out here on Facebook or website palmsocialclub.com. We've got a free roll that will have $1,500 added. Coming up next Thursday, I believe we're going to have 1-3 match the stack night on Saturday night. here at Palm, so make sure to hit subscribe. And it looks like we're getting ourselves a deck change. I wonder if that's it. Is that going to be it for the night here? The regular deck has been swapped out for the RFID one. So that looks like that is going to be it here for us. That's our show here tonight. 2-5 PLO. Wrapping up here at Palm Social. Mike Jungblut. For producer Sonny. Action Tracker Q. Producer Sam. Mike Jungblut saying so long. Good night. Come play poker here at Palm Social.
Maybe you can get a little early start tomorrow, maybe? You know, for the old man.
Yeah. Yeah.
3 p.m. or
So we can get home for the early bird.
Would you be down? Is Lynn running tomorrow?
Yep.
Oh, just like if some of those come on. Whatever.
Yeah, it
I'd
would
play
take,
early.
it would take the right lineup. Yeah. But anyway.
Literally, yeah.